Ever done, huh, Casey?
What?
Dropping out of school, man. Frantic, huh?
Crazy.
Yeah, man, this sure is the life.
What?
What we're doing, stupid.
What are we doing?
We're living it up, man. Just hacking around. No teachers, no classes, no homework, nobody on our backs. Ain't that frantic?
Crazy.
Yeah, them squares in there. 18 years old and still going to school. Ain't that frantic?
Crazy.
Hey, Chatsworth, where you going all dressed up so pretty? The dancing school?
Nah, he's gonna take the principal a nice shiny red apple.
Where'd you get that pretty striped tie? Did your mommy give it to you?
Hey, you guys, lay off Chatsworth. He didn't do nothing to you.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for a rumble, we're here too.
Thanks awfully, chaps, but I can handle this riffraff myself.
Goodness gracious, Chatsworth, what are you gonna do to us? Look at that!
Wow. Where'd you learn that, Chatsworth?
Well, Dobie, since the age of 7, I have been taking bi-weekly lessons in judo from the celebrated Japanese master Ito Nomuri. As a matter of fact, he's waiting at my house right now.
To give you another judo lesson?
No, Krebs, baby. He also gives lessons in flower arrangement.
Dobie, Dobie.
Those guys at Chatsworth roughed up. They're dropouts. I mean, they quit school and now they just bum around town doing nothing. Well, they can have it. School may be a pain in the neck sometimes, but lately I haven't been doing too bad. The other day in English class, for instance, Mr. Pomfret said to me,
"Hail to thee, blithe spirit," is a famous line from a famous poem. Now, Dobie Gillis, can you name the poem and the poet?
"To a Skylark" by Percy Bysshe Shelley.
Oh, bless my soul, that's absolutely correct.
It is?
It is? Yes, Dobie, it is. And I want you to stay after school this afternoon.
But you said my answer was right.
I also said I want you to stay after school. Paul Merrick, can you name 2 more poems by Shelley?
I don't know.
Well, sure you do, Paul. Think.
Yeah, boy, think.
I said I didn't know.
All right, Paul. Linda Mayhew, can you name 2 more poems by Shelley?
Ode to the West Wind and Adonais.
Very good, Linda. And now, let's turn to the works of my favorite poet, William Wordsworth. Class, except for Dobie Gillis.
Oh.
Dismissed!
Everybody's always picking on it.
Paul? Paul, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Yes, there is.
All right, there is. What's that got to do with you?
Look, we've been in school together since we were little kids. Naturally, I take an interest.
Look, what is this? Some kind of charity work you're doing?
Oh, stop that. All right, so you're poor. So are a lot of other people.
Like you?
Well, no.
All right, then, don't be such an expert.
Paul, you were an A student up until a few months ago. Now you're on the edge of flunking out. Why?
What do you care?
I told you, we're friends. Let me help you, please.
Do you mean that?
Of course I do.
Linda, baby, have you forgotten tennis this afternoon? Excuse me, Paulsy, do.
In just a little while, Chatsworth.
Oh, do hurry, child, because I would like to get in a little splash after the game.
In a few minutes.
Coming, Paul. Go with your friend, Linda.
Paul?
Because my friends are here for me.
Yeah, we ain't got all day.
Now, you saw it, boys. Paul with those dropouts.
Dropouts? How come they call them dropouts?
Because they dropped out of school before they graduated.
What do they do now?
Nothing, just loaf.
Yeah? How old do you have to be a dropout?
You're old enough, Maynard.
Yeah?
But if you do, I will personally grab you by that beard and drag you right back in again. That's the worst thing that can happen to a kid, dropping out. Now, maybe it sounds like fun to you, just loafing and hanging around street corners, but that doesn't go on for long. Pretty soon it comes time to go to work.
Work!
Yes, Maynard, work.
Work! Maynard!
And what kind of jobs do these kids get? They're not equipped for any skilled or even semi-skilled work.
Work!
Maynard! Dobie, I need your help.
You need my help?
With Paul Merrick. Boys, he's on the verge of dropping out of school. And personally, I consider that a great tragedy.
Personally? How?
Well, it may come as something of a shock to you, Dobie, but I do take a personal interest in my students, in every one of them.
No offense, but how come you're so mean and rotten?
No offense, Maynard. I am mean and rotten because trying to cram an education into the skulls of healthy young animals is a job that requires a firm hand and nerves of steel. In fact, there are times when I think I should come to class equipped with a kitchen chair, a pistol, and a whip. It's not an easy job, my young barbarians, but it's a job I asked for, and I've never regretted it for a moment, because it's a job with many rewards. And I'm not speaking of that pittance I find in my pay envelope at the end of each month. I'm speaking of the kids who go out of my class into the world and make a name for themselves. Those are my trophies, boys. Those are my medals, my citations.
But Mr. Pomfret, I still don't understand. What do you want me to do about Paul Merrick?
Dobie, I want you to persuade him to straighten himself out and stay in school.
Me?
Him?
Why me? Why not his parents?
Unfortunately, Paul doesn't have any parents. He's living with an older brother who drives a truck and is practically never at home.
Well, what about the principal, the school psychologist? You?
Well, we all tried, Dobie, and it didn't work.
Work?
Dobie, I've been watching you ever since you came to Central High School. Now, your marks, I admit, will never take any prizes, and your talents, let's be frank, they defy detection. However, there is one thing you do have.
What's that?
The ability to inspire confidence. Everybody trusts you, Dobie.
Ah, shucks, Mr.
Now, no
Pomfret.
modesty, no modesty. You've got a kind of goodness that shines through.
Well, what can I do?
Just talk to Paul. Be his friend. Try to convince him what a mistake he's making, because he is, you know. Paul's a brilliant student. Or used to be.
Oh, gee, I don't know. You say you've tried, and the principal and the psychologist, and you all struck out?
But that's just the point, Dobie. Paul doesn't trust adults. You, on the other hand, you, Dobie Gillis, are a natural-born youth leader.
Dobie's a natural-born youth leader?
He
No.
sure is.
Well, I'm a natural-born youth follower.
Wait.
Come on, Dobie, we'll go over to Paul's house. Come on.
Maynard. Mr. Pomfret, look, please, Mr. Paul? Hey, Paul? Not here, Maynard. Oh.
Ooh. I don't think nobody but kidnappers live here.
Kidnapper?
Yeah, like in the movies, when they're like holding somebody for ransom. They always got an iron bed and a light bulb hanging down.
Maynard, that's ridiculous. This is Paul's room, all right. It's the right address. Gee, it isn't quite what I expected.
It ain't good, buddy. I've seen prettier rooms than this in horror pictures.
He's been like sewing the holes in his socks together.
Gee, I'm getting like all misty. Let's go, Dobe. Huh?
Yeah, I wonder if Paul never invited anybody here. Gee, we better not let him know we've been snooping around here. It's like opening somebody else's mail. Yeah. He wouldn't like it. Hi, Paul. Can we sit with you? Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. You're like a real human being.
You sure are, Paul. You're quite a fella and awful smart, too. Yeah. Yes, sir, Paul. We're sure happy to be having lunch with you.
That's right, Paul. Why,
Yeah.
just this morning I said to my good buddy Dobie, wouldn't it be crazy to have lunch with Paul today?
Yeah, that's right, Paul. That's what Maynard was saying. Hey, I got an idea. Let's all have lunch together.
Sure, Paul. Where's your lunch?
What do you mean, where's my lunch?
I mean, like I don't see it.
What's the matter? You don't think I can afford lunch?
Oh, sure.
All right, now, come on. What do you guys really want?
What? Well,
Well-
what we really want
Is- You tell him, Dobie.
yeah, some help with our homework. Yeah,
no, that's
some
right, that's
help
right,
with our
yeah.
Are you
homework.
kidding? You want me to help you with your homework?
Yeah,
I'm flunking in everything.
Oh, you're just in kind of a slump, that's all, Paul. You're still the smartest guy in class. I mean, a guy like you's got a great future.
Oh, be a smash.
Yeah, she is. Doctor, lawyer.
Indian chief?
Good thinking, yeah.
Oh, a guy like me's got a great future pushing a broom. What are you talking about, doctor, lawyer? For that, you've got to go to college. You know how much that costs?
You could work your way through.
Work! That'd be just great. Me busting tables in some fraternity house. All those fat, rich slobs looking down their noses at me. Hey, boy, fill my water glass. Boy, catch it. Hey, boy, can't you move any faster? Yeah, that'd be just great. No thanks. People have been looking down their noses at me my whole life. I've had it.
Listen, Paul, you've got to finish high school. Don't drop out. You're making a terrible mistake.
Yeah, well, thanks for the good advice, kindly old philosopher.
We didn't do so good, huh, Dobe?
Good thinking.
Yeah, maybe we should quit.
Quit? I don't know the meaning of the word quit.
It means like stop, like cut out, like flake off, like pack it in, like run like a bunny. Yeah, let's.
Good
thinking.
Yeah.
So we see that in his later poetry, and particularly in his sonnets, William Wordsworth reached his full powers as an important English poet. Class is not dismissed. I want to give you an assignment for tomorrow. Now, I want each of you to write me a theme of 500 words to be called A Trip Around My Room. Simply set down in clear, concise English, preferably grammatical, what you see when you look around your room. For instance, what color are the walls, how many windows there are, what kind of furniture is, things like that. All right, Maynard, what is it?
Mr. Pomfret, sir, how can you, like, take a trip around your room? I mean, your room is just a little tiny place. A trip is when you get on a train or a plane and go somewhere.
Thank you, Maynard. It's not that kind of a trip.
Like, say, if you went to New Orleans to hear some New Orleans jazz. Yeah.
Maynard.
You went to Chicago to hear some Chicago jazz.
Maynard.
Ooh, you went to Duluth to hear some Duluth jazz.
Maynard! Enough! Just describe your room. All right, class, except for Maynard and Dobie.
Oh.
Dismissed. Well, how'd you make out with Paul, boys?
Well, we did great. He told us to leave him alone, and that's just what we're going to do. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
You mean you're going to quit?
that's the word, quitting.
Oh, well, I don't suppose I had any right to ask you in the first place.
Honest, Mr. Pomfret, I did everything I could.
Sure, Dobie, it's not your problem if a boy like Paul Merrick throws away a fine potential and ends up a bum.
Really, Mr. Pomfret, I did my best.
After all, you're not your brother's keeper, are you? If you want to quit, that's your privilege.
Dobe,
Huh?
I think you're being snowed.
I think so, too.
He's right.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Pomfret, what do you want me to do? Tell me.
Just try again, just once more. Okay, Dobie?
But I haven't got a chance.
Dobie, remember this. It matters not if you win or lose, but how you run the race. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. And a man who won't be beat can't be beat. And a man who can't be beat won't be beat.
Stuff a cold and starve a fever. Just holding up my end of the conversation.
Maynard, old friend, I've thought long and hard about Paul's problem. And in my vast experience, I've learned that when all else fails, cherchez la femme.
That's like brilliant, Dobe.
Yeah, it is kind of, isn't it?
What does it mean?
It's French, Maynard. It means find the woman.
Oh, we're going to go to France and find him a woman.
No, Maynard.
Where are we going?
We're staying right here.
Well, where's the woman coming from?
Right there. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Dobie.
That's the girl you're going to get for Paul. Huh?
Good thinking, Maynard. Just let me do the talking.
Hi, Linda, baby. It is I, your ever-loving Chatsworth.
In a minute, Chatsworth. You wanted to see me, Dobie?
You, yes. I hadn't figured on Chatsworth.
It's all right, Gillis, baby. Linda has no secrets from me.
Oh, hush up, Chatsworth. Now, what was it you wanted to talk to me about, Dobie?
Well, I was wondering if you had a date for the dance Saturday.
As a matter of fact, I haven't. Are you asking me?
Well, not exactly. Not for myself, that is.
For somebody else?
Well, yes.
And who might that be, John Alden?
John Alden? It ain't John Alden. It's Paul Merrick.
Merrick, oh.
What's the matter with Paul Merrick?
Any number of things, but let's begin with those seedy characters he hangs around with.
Guilt by association. It doesn't prove a thing. Look at the seedy character I hang around with. No offense, Maynard.
No offense.
There's quite a difference, Dobie do. I mean, this ragamuffin, shabby though he is basically quite a decent sort. Paul's friends, on the other hand, are really too impossible.
I'm afraid he's right, Dobie. Something's happened to Paul in the last few months. Something bad.
But you always liked him.
I was always his friend, yes, and I still want to be. But you can't be friends with a boy who keeps turning his back on you.
But he wants to take you to the dance Saturday.
He sent you to ask me?
Well, not exactly, but I know he wants to.
See here, Gillis, it just so happens I was going to ask Linda to the dance right after we finished golfing this afternoon.
Chatsworth, you got everything in the whole world. Do you need Linda, too? Paul really needs her. He's in trouble.
Dobie, if I thought I could help Paul, you know I'd say yes in a minute. But let's face it, he's too far gone.
Oh, honest, Linda, he's a great guy, 100%.
He was. It's gone now.
Oh, no, Linda.
Look
no.
here, chaps. This argument is rather pointless. I mean, tomorrow we'll know what sort of a person Paul is, won't we?
Tomorrow?
Yes.
How?
Yeah, like how?
Don't you remember our English assignment, A Trip Around My Room?
So?
So, tomorrow in class we'll be reading our themes. And I always say, you show me a man's room, and I'll tell you what kind of a man he is. I'm not talking about luxurious furnishings. I'm talking about the kind of thing he keeps around him. Good books, good music, good hobbies. That's where a man really shows his character. Don't you agree, Linda?
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Well, then, why stand around debating when tomorrow we'll have the answer?
Bye, boys.
Ta-ta, chaps.
Hey, Dobe.
Yeah,
You remember Paul's room?
I sure do.
Hey, Dobe, know what we were like?
Like dead?
Good
thinking, yeah.
Now, Maynard.
My Room by Maynard G. Krebs. My theme is kind of short, Mr. Pomfret, sir, and I live in a small room.
Proceed, Maynard.
I open the door to my room. What do I see? The sweatshirt I left on the floor last night. What is the next thing I see? It is the sneakers I left beside the sweatshirt. And what is the next thing I see? It is the socks I left beside the sneakers. And what is the next thing I see? It is my records. Singles, albums, 33s, 45s, 78s, hi-fi, lo-fi, stereo, hundreds and thousands of records, piles and stacks and heaps of records. And what is the next thing I see? It is my mother standing in the door saying, Maynard, clean up your room or your father will put you in manual training school. Thank you.
It sounds a simple hovel, Maynard, but your own.
Like true.
Paul Merrick.
A trip around my room. When you come into my room, the first thing you notice is how light everything is. The walls and the ceiling are light, and sometimes when the sun comes in through the big windows at the sides, it's so bright you almost have to squint up your eyes to keep out the light. Over my bed on the wall are 2 crossed tennis rackets, and on the other side are 2 crossed dueling swords. On the other side of my room is a big desk where I keep my microscope. It goes up to 1200 power, has 3 objective lens turrets, highly polished concave mirrors and optical condensers, and is kept in a mahogany-stained hardwood storage case. In the drawers of my desk, I keep my stamp collection and my coin collection and my rock specimens. I've got pretty interesting stamps, too. For instance, I've got an unused Hawaiian Islands 5-cent blue from 1840. That's one of the rarest kind of stamps ever printed. Next to the desk as you go around my room is a hi-fi set and a pretty big phonograph so I can hear all the good music I want anytime. Next is sort of a workbench where I keep all my chemistry apparatus, where I can do all kinds of experiments. You know, people have made very important discoveries with equipment just as basic as mine. But the best thing in my room is my collection of books, because I found that a man can travel to the ends of the earth while sitting in an armchair if he has plenty of good books. I don't want to brag, but it's such a good room that you couldn't want a better one.
Congratulations, Paul. That was a fine essay. And a fine room, too. That's just the sort of room I'd expect you to have.
That's okay.
Paul,
Yeah?
I just wanted to tell you how much I liked your theme. Your room sounds absolutely wonderful.
What'd you think I lived in? Some kind of dump?
Paul Merrick, you get that chip off your shoulder and listen to me. I said I liked your theme. I said I liked your room. Now, a boy who lives in a room like that has just got to be good, deep down. So, my answer's yes. I will go to the dance with you Saturday night.
Dance Saturday night?
Don't you want to go with me?
Yeah, but...
Okay, it's a date. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, and if you want to see me any other time, why, I'm available. Oh, it doesn't have to be for a dance or a party or anything. I mean, if you just want to walk and talk, call me.
Linda, I didn't...
Because you're a very fine boy and a smart boy, and it'd be a crying shame if you were to drop out of school.
You know, I didn't even think you...
You didn't think I cared? Of course I do, Paul. Lots of people care about you. I mean, you're a very important human being, even if you don't think so.
Ain't that beautiful? Don't it just bust you all up inside, Casey?
Yeah. Hand me my lace handkerchief. I think I'm gonna cry.
Paul, send those 2 away. And I mean away for good.
Sure, Paul. Do what the rich lady says.
Yeah, and if you're very polite, maybe she'll let you come around the back door for a handout.
Paul, make up your mind.
Come on, Casey. We don't want no social climbers.
Wait!
Paul!
You wouldn't understand.
Yes, sir, Linda. You sure can't tell about a man from the kind of room he lives in.
Oh, shut up.
Shut up. Linda, I'm talking about Paul. You heard his theme.
Don't ever mention his name to me again.
But he's a wonderful guy.
He's a bum and a loafer, and I think all that stuff about his room is just a big lie. I think his room is just like he is, crummy and rotten.
Oh, you're wrong.
All right, how would you like to show me Paul's room?
Well...
I thought so.
Yeah, all right, I'll show you his room.
Good buddy, good buddy. I feel like I've forgotten something. Good buddy.
Well, no. Tomorrow afternoon, okay, Linda?
Good buddy.
Tomorrow afternoon will be just fine.
Good.
You got a plan, though, Blake? Please tell me you got a plan, like, please.
I got a plan.
Gillis, baby, about your plan. You're deaf definitely sick. I mean, you need attention.
Chatsworth, you gotta do it.
Look, Paul told this great whopping lie about his room, and you want me to make it all come true. You want me to supply the things he said he had in his room.
Well, you've got him, haven't you?
Ridiculous question. Of course I've got them.
Yeah, and I'll get my father's truck to haul him over, and Maynard will keep Paul away from the room.
Dobie, may I remind you that I have more than a casual interest in Linda? And you're asking me to help Paul Marek steal my girlie. Gad, you can't be serious.
Chatsworth, if you were just anybody, I wouldn't ask. But you're Chatsworth Osborne Jr. Why, you've got family and ancestors and tradition. Why, you've even got a coat of arms with a motto in Latin. Substantium nihil tangere. That must mean something.
As a matter of fact, it means never dip into capital. However, you have struck a responsive chord. The gallantry of it is rather me, isn't it?
Yeah, to the teeth.
A greater love hath no man and all that. It would be a grand gesture, wouldn't it?
Yes, and so like you.
Gillis? I'll do it.
Chatsworth, you're like a real human being.
Oh, rather more than that.
Well, Linda?
Oh, Dobie.
Hi-fi set,
Records,
butterfly collection, books, yeah,
tennis rackets,
dueling swords.
and a microscope.
Yeah, stamp
It's
collection,
exactly the way he described it.
Well, what do you say now?
I say I misjudged Paul, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, Linda, if anybody could talk him out of quitting school, it's you.
Do you really think so?
I know it, Linda. He's ape for you. He's just too shy to tell you. Can't you persuade him to stay in school?
Oh, maybe I can. Yes. I know I can.
Oh, good.
Hey, Dobe.
Maynard, you were supposed to be keeping Paul away.
I like goofed.
Where's Paul?
Does that answer your question?
Where'd all this stuff come from? Whose is it?
Well, isn't it yours?
Are you kidding? Where would I get enough money to buy stuff like this?
Nice work, Dobie. First Paul tells me a big lie, and then you help him out with another big lie. Excuse me, I'm going home.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn
Let
minute.
me out.
Okay, I'm a liar.
That's right.
I borrowed this stuff from Chatsworth and put it in
Chatsworth?
here, but Paul didn't know about it.
Oh.
And Paul lied, too, when he wrote that theme about his room. He
I
was
thought
making
so.
it up, all of it. But why? Why did he make up a room like this? Because it's the kind of room he'd like to have. Look at it. Microscope, stamp collection, music, books. Is this the kind of room a bum would dream up?
What?
No. This is the room of a decent, intelligent, ambitious kid. And that's what Paul is. Decent, intelligent, ambitious. And if you're not intelligent enough to see that, then you're not intelligent enough for an intelligent guy like Paul.
I'm getting pretty misty, Dobe.
Paul, is this really the kind of room you'd like to have?
Are you kidding? Who wouldn't?
Those two creepy friends of yours would, and that's who wouldn't.
Paul, will you stop hanging around with those two boys and stay in school?
Yeah.
What for?
Well, for one thing, so that you and I can be together.
Yeah, that's what for.
Do you really mean it,
Well,
Linda?
of course I do. And for another thing, so that you can go to college and amount to something. You've got what it takes, Paul. I know it.
What do you say, Paul?
What can I do? I'm outnumbered.
Thanks, Dobie.
Maynard,
Yeah, good buddy?
I'm getting pretty misty, too.
These three magical lines from Kubla Khan are considered among the most inspired lyrics in the English language. And so, we take our leave of Samuel Taylor Coleridge and turn once again to my favorite poet, William Wordsworth. Class, except for Maynard G. Krebs and Dobie Gillis, dismissed. Boys, congratulations. You did a wonderful job on
Thank you,
Paul
Mr.
Marek.
Pomfret.
I only wish there was something I could do in return.
Tell me, tell me.
Well, as a matter of fact,
Yes?
you tell him, Dobe.
Yeah, well, Mr. Pomfret, do you remember the mark Maynard got on his last test?
How could I forget? A -40. Maynard, you missed 4 questions that weren't even on the test.
Well, Maynard was wondering, Mr. Pomfret, sir, if you could raise his mark to an even 0.
I think that could be arranged.
Mr. Pomfret, sir, you're like a real human being.
Yeah, he's kind of like a real human being.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
American romantic.
Frank Sinatra.
Thoroughly original answer.
Thank you.
Too bad it's thoroughly wrong.
You're welcome.
Class, dismissed.
Conference, we heard that you're quitting your job.
Yes, boys, I'm afraid that's right. I shall miss Central High School. I've actually grown to like teaching. Or, as in your case, Maynard, trying to teach.
Thank you.
Like you're welcome.
But if you're so great for teaching, why are you kicking it?
I am motivated by one of the noblest emotions that burns in the human heart. The desire for money.
No.
Like, yes, Maynard. Teaching means a great deal to me, but I have numerous creditors, a wife, children, and a stomach to support.
But what if the new teacher's like mean and rotten? It makes us do mean and rotten things.
Like what?
Like homework.
I give you homework, Maynard. You just don't do it.
That's what I mean. We understand each other. Don't go, Mr. Pomfret. Please.
Maynard, I thought you teachers were supposed to meet with the school board tonight to talk about a pay raise.
We are, but the prospects are dim. The school board hasn't voted a pay raise since the San Juan Hill victory bonus of 1898. Well, boys, if you'll excuse me now, I'm expecting my prospective new employer any minute.
Hey, I bet your new job's a gasser, huh? Like a disc jockey or something.
A disc jockey? Maynard, Mr. Pomfret's destined for important things. What's it to be, sir? Government service, the State Department, the Stock Exchange?
Well, not exactly.
Mr. Pomfret, I brought your outfit. Come on, try it on. Here. Mr. Pomfret, I'm counting on you to turn into a top-notch moneymaker in no time.
Dobie! Dobie!
I never thought the day had come when I'd be sorry to see a teacher leave. But Mr. Pomfret's different. I mean, he's straight shooting and sympathetic and inspiring, and he gives easy tests. So I decided to talk to my father about the situation. He promised me he'd always listen to my opinion on any subject.
I absolutely refuse to discuss it.
Dad, I thought you were more open-minded.
I am probably the most open-minded man in town. How do you think I wind up with all these head colds? You probably remember the famous words of Voltaire when he said, "I may not agree with what you say, but I shall defend to the death your right to say it."
Sure, Dad,
well, that
but
was Voltaire talking. Now this is Herbert T. Gillis talking. Clam up and keep your nose clean. Nobody likes a smart aleck.
Hey, Doe, guess what?
What?
I can't tell you.
Maynard, what? What?
I promise you won't hate me for telling you.
Maynard, tell me already.
Guess who we're going to get for a new teacher if Mr. Pomfret quits?
Who?
Mr. Fogarty from Woodshop. Right. The only teacher who ever got an honorary degree from Devil's Island. Doe, we got to do something.
Yeah, well, I've been trying, but my father told me to butt out.
Hello, dear. Hello, Maynard.
Mom, Dad refuses to talk to me.
How nice for you, dear.
But this time I want him to talk to me about the teacher's pay raise.
Oh, did he give you any encouragement?
He kind of encouraged me to clam up. Mom, make him listen to me.
Well, I don't know too much about the issues involved, but he certainly ought to hear what you have to say. Herbert, I want you to drop everything and listen to your son.
It'll be a pleasure. All right, I'll stand here and you go right ahead and tell me what's bugging you.
Thanks, Dad. You're a real human being, no matter what anybody says. Now, Dad, the fine, noble, self-sacrifice... How could I break through to Herbert T. Gillis, father, citizen, practical budget watcher? I had to show him that without good teachers, we'd all turn into uncultured, dull-witted, simple-minded clods.
You right?
When the members of the school board get here for their meeting, I want to make sure they don't miss this.
Yeah, it's like beautiful, Doe.
Yeah, it sort of makes you think.
Sort of makes you hungry.
Very funny. Very funny.
Worthwhile thought, huh, Dad?
Very worthwhile.
Don't encourage him, Winnie. Your son is already some kind of a rabble-rousing nut. Important matters like these require a level head, and I happen to have the levelest head you're ever gonna...
These teachers have got to get a raise.
Why, Doe?
Well, look at it this way. No offense, Maynard, but how would you like to teach a class with you in it?
Doe, those teachers have got to get a raise.
I have to do some kind of...
That's better. Chair recognizes Mr. Gillis.
Thank you, Mrs. Osborne. I would just like to make a few unbiased remarks before the teachers get here. Now, I understand they are asking for a $15 raise. All I want to say, in all fairness, is my pumpernickel should have such crust. If we give them this raise, our treasury's going to wind up 20 points lower than nothing.
Sorry I'm late, folks. May I say a few words?
Very few. Hold it. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen of the school board, unfortunately, we're going to have to postpone this meeting because the other teachers will not be able to attend. As a matter of fact, almost the entire faculty is down with influenza. Well, there is an epidemic in town, you know.
Oh, the newspaper says very mild.
Yeah, nobody's getting it except those that are overworked or undernourished.
I rest my case.
That's not what I meant.
Anyway, in view of the emergency, we're going to have to close down school for a few days. So please tell your children to stay home tomorrow. And until further notice.
My son Chatsworth at home?
Everybody.
Oh, that is out of the question. Every time Chatsworth stays home, all the servants leave.
You're not going to get away with this, Pomfret. Why, if Dobie's hanging around that store all day, that means Maynard's going to be there, too. Have you any idea what this will do to business? Not to mention my nervous system?
But, Mr. Gillis, I'm the only teacher left. I can't run the school single-handed.
Well, there must be something can be done in this situation. We have bylaws.
I move we shut down the school.
Me, too.
It has been moved and seconded that we shut down the school.
Okay, the motion passes. Now I move we adjourn. Come on, let's get out of here.
Just a minute. Just a darn minute. We are not shutting down the school. Those children will not be denied their right to an education.
Winnie, it'll cost a cockeyed fortune to keep this school open.
Who cares? What's more important, the minds of our youngsters hungry for learning or a few miserable dollars? Don't answer that question. Remember this, the greatest asset that our country has is the minds of its children.
The country's bankrupt.
Mrs. Gillis is absolutely right. Those little minds, nasty as they are sometimes, need nourishment.
Until our regular teachers recover, we parents can teach the classes.
Now hold on, we can. Now hold on.
You're out of order, Mr.
Now listen.
Yes, you are out of order.
Mrs. Osborne, I don't know if it's legal.
I have just made it legal.
What's the matter, Pomfret? You scared we'll find out what a soft touch you teachers got around here? I move and second and all the other gizmos that the parents take over the classes. We'll find out the truth. You want a raise? You feather bedders will probably wind up with a cut.
It'll be exciting. It'll be fun.
It'll be murder.
Our parents are going to teach the classes? Ridiculous. I mean, parents are supposed to bug you at home, and teachers are supposed to bug you at school. But nobody was playing by the rules.
Actually, I will teach home economics and the art of entertaining. We Osbornes have been internationally famous for entertaining ever since the Mayflower landed. We were on the beach waiting for them, you know.
I decided to teach music so that this great musical talent within me will not be kept from the world. Down among the sheltering palms, oh honey, wait for me. Oh honey, wait for me. See what I mean?
Girls' physical education? All that bending and stretching and twisting and turning? Oh, dear.
I think that accounts for everyone, except Mr. Gillis.
He had to stop off for something. He'll be here in a minute. Now, why don't you just tell us all where to go?
He wouldn't dare.
Mrs. Osborne, Dobie will take you to your home economics class in room 208. And, Maynard, why don't you take Mrs. Kenny to her music class in room 324?
All those lucky youngsters.
Now, Mrs. Gillis, our girls' physical education class is experimenting with this program of Swedish exercises.
Oh, must we? I'm afraid I'll have enough trouble with them in English.
Hey, Pomfret, get the whole team out here. On the double. I'm calling one-go practice for the outfield. I want to see the whole team in there pitching, except the pitchers. Them I want to see out someplace hitting. There's too many weak hitting pitchers nowadays. You got to get that old pepper in there, boy.
Mr. Gillis, there must be some misunderstanding. These clothes.
What's the matter with these clothes? What do you mean, you put me down for baseball coach, didn't you?
Well, I'm afraid not, Mr. Gillis. I had you penciled in for English literature.
Well, you can just unpencil me out, Buster, if you think I'm going to sit in some stuffy classroom and listen to a lot of kids yammer.
Herbert?
Well, it ain't fair, Winnie. Gossett, I went out and bought a new glove and everything.
Don't worry, Mr. Pomfret. Deep down, Herbert really loves English literature. Don't you, Herbert?
I like Casey at the bat.
Good, but I hope you like poetry, too. Right now, we're studying the great American romantic.
Frank Sinatra?
Twice in one day? No, Mr. Gillis. I'm referring to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Dean of the Romantic Poets. He wrote The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. And you must know The Wreck of the Hesperus.
No, or I married him. Just a little pleasantry, dear.
I'll thank you to keep your pleasantries to yourself. I have a physical education class to organize in Swedish.
Miss Gillis, I hope that you're able to maintain discipline with your class.
Discipline? You are talking to Herbert T. Gillis, formerly First Sergeant Herbert T. Gillis in the United States Army, with the Good Conduct Medal. Lead me to them Yardbirds.
Very well, Mr. Gillis. Fall in.
Fall in, I mean. Sit down. Quiet. My name is Gillis. Mr. Gillis. And what I say around here goes, see? Okay, I won't be needing you anymore, son.
Mr. Gillis.
Dismiss!
Roger.
Now listen, men. Oh, and ladies. I'm the boss around here, see? Boss Gillis. And to begin with, there's going to be no more of this buddy-buddy foolishness going on. Today, you are going to get a dose of good old-fashioned meat and potato type education. And, what sort of a dog kennel is this?
Mr. Gillis, that is the wigwam of Nokomis.
Don't give me any of your smart apple answers, Chatsworth Osborne Jr. I've known you from way back.
I am merely stating a fact. That is the wigwam of Nokomis.
Nokomis? What's the matter with him? Can't he sit at a desk like everybody else?
I'm afraid you don't understand. Nokomis is Hiawatha's grandmother.
I don't care if she is George Washington's maiden aunt. She's going to sit at a desk like anybody else. Get out of there.
Mr. Gillis, really? There's nobody in there. Nokomis is a character.
It also happens to be a small town in the state of Illinois. And I don't care what kind of a character she is. Nobody around here is good. What do you mean, character?
In the poem Hiawatha.
Oh, Magna
Down among the sheltering palms, oh honey, wait for me. Oh honey, wait for me. Meet me down by the old golden gate, down where the sun goes down about 8. How my love is burning, burning, burning. How my heart is yearning, yearning, yearning to be down among the sheltering palms. Oh honey, wait for me. Oh, you ungrateful children. I thought you liked snappy music.
No offense, Mrs. Kinney, but that music hasn't been snappy since the Spanish-American War.
Well, if that's your attitude, it's back to the anvil chorus.
Oh. Mrs. Kinney, how about something a little more hip?
Like what?
Like, you sure, huh, Dope?
Okay, Maynard, but you better stand guard in case Mr. Pomfret comes by.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
All clear, Dope.
Don't send a rabbit to the store to bring home carrots and put them on the shelf. Oh, no. You send a rabbit to the store to bring home carrots, he'll eat them all himself. Oh, yeah, yeah, I had a gal and I had a pal, as true as he could be. Well, I sent my pal to fetch my gal and he stole her love from me. Don't send a monkey to the store to bring home bananas for your appetite. You send a monkey to the store to bring home bananas you won't eat tonight.
Cool at the law.
Ready, class? The anvil chorus with anvil. A 1, a 2, back to the rabbit.
Don't send an elephant to the store to bring home peanuts like the fella tells. Oh, no. You send an elephant to the store to bring home peanuts, you'll get peanut shells. Oh, yeah, yeah, my buddy asked to borrow my car, so what was I to do? Oh, I let my buddy take my car and he took my baby out too. Don't send a rabbit to the store to bring home carrots and put them on the shelf. You send a rabbit to the store to bring home carrots, he'll eat them all himself.
And don't send no doggy for bones, neither.
Like true.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is dreary. I have a much better idea. Something that we used to do in school, rhythmic expression. We'll act out all kinds of cute little stories. Now, you just do as I say. All the graceful swans are sleeping. That's right. Lovely. Splendid. Now, isn't this much more fun than those silly Swedish exercises? But hark! Bold Chanticleer heralds the dawn. Everybody make like Chanticleer. Oh, the sleepy swans awaken and paddle down the street. Paddling, paddling. Oh, no, dear, paddling, not waddling. Oh, there, isn't that more swanny? But here comes the wicked hunter. Everybody cover your heads with your wings and swing for the lily pad.
Mrs. Gillis,
Oh, good morning, Mr. Pomfret.
good morning.
Welcome to Swan Lake.
What happened to the Swedish exercises, Mrs. Gillis?
Oh.
And
1, 2, 3,
Mr. Pomfret. Mr. Pomfret, sir. You gotta come quick, Mr. Pomfret.
3, 4.
Gotta come quick and save Mr. Gillis' life.
Why? What happened?
I didn't look inside the classroom. From the outside, it sounds like he's General Custer and a bunch of bad-tempered Indians.
3.
Murder and mayhem are prohibited on school property.
3, 4.
Quick,
One more broken window and you are out of the game. Ain't calling on a kind of trouble. Hi,
Mr. Gillis, what is going on here?
Well, you see, the kids want
What
to play
happened to
baseball.
Longfellow?
He's first base. And I didn't want to be
All right,
a wet
kids,
blanket
put
or
those desks
anything
back in
and
place. Mr. Gillis, Hiawatha.
Hiawatha.
By Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. By the shores of Gitchigumi, by the shining big sea water, stood the wigwam of Nokomis, daughter of the...
Oh, how fascinating. I wonder what it is.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, I believe it's a stove.
Oh, nasty. Well, I suppose it has some historical interest. Fire! Fire! Be careful. Be calm. I'm in charge here. Fire! Just... Nasty mechanism. Well, girls, are you ready for today's lesson? Now, in the next few years, many of you will probably become housewives.
Yeah.
Looking at you now, it seems unlikely, but we live in hope. Now, the first problem that you will face will naturally be the proper hiring and firing of servants.
Oh, naturally.
Of course, the servant problem is best handled by your butler.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, what if you don't have a butler?
You're jesting, of course. Everyone has a butler. Who else would take charge of the maids, the chefs, and the pantrymen?
I never thought about it like that.
Well, think, girl, think. Now we come to the problem of dismissing a servant. Zelda, how would you discharge an unsatisfactory chauffeur?
How about having him beheaded?
Oh, no. Nowadays, that must be illegal or something.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, do you have any special rules for running a household?
There is only one rule. Take over. Run that house with an iron hand. Don't let those nasty men open their mouths. The moment you're married, let him know who is boss. You punish insubordination at once.
That sounds cruel.
Yes.
Mrs. Osborne, I'm in charge.
Out!
Mrs. Osborne.
Out! I am in charge of this class. Beheading is not only for servants. Out!
Mrs. Osborne.
Yes? questions about the care and handling of men. Now, there are several other little items we should take up. For example, no young bride should dare start her married life without a complete silver service for 48.
Cheer up, Mr. Pomfret. Everything will turn out fine. You'll see.
Sure, Mr. Pomfret. You'll love it out there in that ice cream truck. Very healthy.
Maynard.
They cannot say that I deserted a sinking ship.
Mr. Pomfret, where are you going?
To make sure that Central High's last hours are filled with glory, I'm going to see those classes are run properly to the bitter end.
Mrs. Osborne's class, too?
Well, no. The end doesn't have to be that bitter.
How my love is burning, burning, burning. How my heart is yearning, yearning, yearning to be down among the sheltering palms. Oh, honey, wait. Back to the anvil chorus.
All the little raindrops are pattering, tittering and pattering, tittering
One, two, three, four. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "'Tain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. And then from the bleachers, black with people, there arose.
Hiawatha?
By the shores of Kitchi, by the shining big sea water, stood the wigwam of Nokomis, daughter of the moon. Oh, you old Nokomis. Then from the bleachers, black with people, there arose a mighty roar, like the beating of the storm waves on some stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpires!"
Yep, that was the day the teachers disappeared. Pretty scary, huh? Well, the night they came back wasn't exactly the calmest either.
Order! Order! Or do I have to bring another gavel on somebody's head? Now, in view of our recent experiences at the high school, the board insisted that we have this meeting with teachers as soon as you are able to be back on your feet.
Yeah, well, most of the teachers have recovered, and they're here tonight, Mrs. Osborne.
Okay, let's can the chatter and get down to business. Pomfret, just what sort of a ridiculous raise did you teachers intend to ask for?
Well, we'd hoped for $15 a month, but we're willing to settle for $7.50 and hot lunches.
Hot lunches. Mister, you are fooling with Mr. Herbert T. Gillis, and I do not fool quick. $15 a month. Did you hear that? $15. Ha!
I'll say 20.
I'll say 25.
I'll say 35.
35?
Oh, I don't want to be an old stick in the mud, but where are we going to get the money?
Simple. We'll just float a bond issue and just show me one guy in this town who's so stingy he'll vote against it.
That answers my question, and as chairman of the board, I insist the teachers get $40 raise and like it. Meeting adjourned, and I have no patience with back talk.
Fetch my gal and he stole her love from me. Don't send a monkey to the store to bring home bananas for your appetite. You send a monkey to the store to bring home bananas you won't eat tonight. Don't send an elephant to the store to bring home peanuts like the fella tells. You send an elephant to the store to bring home peanuts, you'll get peanut shells. Oh yeah, yeah, my buddy asked to borrow my car, so what was I to do? Oh, I let my buddy take my car, and he took my baby out too. Don't send a rabbit to the store to bring home carrots and put them on the shelf. You send a rabbit to the store to bring home carrots, he'll eat them all himself. tough one to handle. A real man-eater. Every time I get near him, I have to count my fingers. You know, you just wouldn't think a lion could think like that.
Remember, this sacred lion is a gift from my prince for the people of America. He must be well cared for.
You rang? Man, somebody sure needs a new transmission. Hey, if you're looking for the zoo, it's back that way. Turn left at the drinking fountain. Hey, 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 you must be like a lion or something, huh? Huh? Yeah, a tall cat. Yeah. Oh, no, with that hairdo, you must be like a lion. Yeah. Ooh, I seen you on the Late Show on TV last night. Yeah.
Dobie,
Yeah. Hey, you're a good lion. Yeah. Uh-oh. Here's the 5-minute bell. Hey, I gotta cut out. Keep smiling, lion. Yeah, goodbye.
My friend Maynard G. Krebs has one amazing quality that sets him apart from ordinary people. Is he handsome? No. Rich? Uh-uh. Brilliant? Maynard? But he is original. You've got to give him that. I mean, his head can come up with the wildest, most fantastic stories you ever heard. Especially if he has to. Like when he gets in trouble and needs an excuse. Boy, those excuses. Step on it, Maynard. You're late again.
I couldn't help it. I was walking along mine like my own business.
Maynard, please. I haven't got time to hear another one of your harebrained excuses.
Where do you hear this one? It's a Lulu and the truth, a true Lulu.
Maynard, come on to class.
Wait, though,
Maynard!
I was ankling along in the park, minding my own business, when all of a sudden...
I know. All of a sudden, this pink and white giraffe trotted in, and you had to stop to shake hands.
Don't that's silly. Who ever heard of a giraffe in a park?
I'm glad you realize it.
Sure, I didn't see no giraffe.
I believe you.
It was a lion.
Maynard, enough!
Like, hi. Hey, what are you doing here? No, you can't come in here. The Board of Education got rules about it. Nobody's allowed to go to class unless he's registered. Oh, I know. You're like lonesome. But you'll have to wait out there in the jungle till school's out. I'll dig you later. Where'd everybody go?
Anybody? Young hero captures wild beast. That's Maynard. The hero, not the wild beast. Maynard G. Krebs, Central High student, will be rewarded today by the fabulously wealthy Oriental potentate, Prince Dumafon of Imbodia. When interviewed, young Krebs' only comment was,
like, wow.
Is that all you can say?
Like, wow. Hey, Dobie, think maybe I'll get a reward of $5, huh?
$5? $2. Maynard.
75 cents.
Listen, Maynard, why do you think I'm giving up my whole afternoon to come along with you?
Because you're my good buddy, Dobe.
Right, but it's not only that. You'll need somebody to help you carry all this stuff home.
What stuff? Who knows?
Rubies.
Rubies.
Emeralds.
Emeralds.
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
Palaces.
Palaces.
When you find an Oriental potentate's pet lion, there's no telling how big a reward you might get.
Rubies, diamonds, emeralds, palaces. Wow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
come on, let's go, Maynard.
Yeah. Hey, Dobe, maybe we should have brung a bag. Like, greetings. Could you hip His Royal Lordship that we're here...
Maynard, please. Kindly inform His Radiance that his guests Maynard G. Krebs and Dobie Gillis await, trembling lest they be blinded by his imperial splendor.
It shall be done. please enter.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Dobe, where'd you learn all that bowing and imperial splendor and his radiance and all like that?
I've been studying up on it.
Yeah, you never know when you might meet Grace Kelly or Duke Snyder.
I am Mr. Huggins of Washington. This is Mr. Hargrove. Which one is Driggs?
Krebs, Maynard G.
Oh, excellent. A fine young man like you is certain to make a favorable impression.
Hold it a minute, Dad. I'm Maynard G. Krebs.
Yeah.
We could always say he got stuck in the elevator and couldn't make it.
Oh, dear.
Well, what are we worrying about? I'm sure when this young man realizes the seriousness of the situation, he'll be a credit to his country. Besides, he's already been announced.
Perhaps we should fill them in before they meet the Wazir.
Wazir?
Yes, Prince Dumafon's Chief of Staff, Prime Minister, and aide-de-camp.
Ooh, 3 Wazirs.
Prince Dumafon is busy on a sociological survey of American culture. His Excellency, the Grand Wazir, will make the presentation.
They've come to this country to sign an oil treaty, and frankly, the affair has reached a critical stage.
His Excellency, the Grand Wazir of Cambodia, Abdul Ali Hakim.
Your Excellency.
The ceremonial Grisak.
God bless you.
Immediately.
And what so noble Wazir?
It was considered grave insult to my country when Sacred Lion was allowed to escape. However, brave boy, wipe out insult and shall be rewarded. Now, which one of you brave boys found Lion?
A young Driggs here.
Krebs, like hi, Waz. This is my good buddy, Dobie. He helped, too.
He's good. Step forward, both of you. First, we drink a toast to His Imperial Radiance, Prince Dumifan, Pearl of the Orient, Avenger of the East.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but my father doesn't allow me to drink alcoholic beverages.
Mine neither.
Oh, it's not alcohol. It's native drink of Cambodia. Grisak, what you would call milk.
Oh, well.
Is good, honest goat's milk, slightly aged for flavor. Now, great boy, I give you highest honor of Cambodia, Order of Golden Dipper. With this order comes several ceremonial gifts symbolic of His Radiance's gratitude. The first will be a pound of red
rubies?
Rhubarb from Royal Garden. Also a box of
emeralds.
Envelopes and stationery from Royal Stationery Store. And finally, we'll be given 1 dozen very large
We know, diapers from Royal Diapers.
No, diamonds.
Diamonds?
Yes, as soon as they are discovered in Cambodia. So far, we have been digging for 900 years. No luck, but very shortly. Congratulations, my boy. We shall meet again tomorrow at the zoo, at which time His Imperial Radiance shall present Sacred Lion to your city. That is, of course, if no one allows Lion to escape, in which case, no presentation, no oil treaty, no nothing.
Well, I'm sure there'll be no further trouble to Lion, Your Excellency.
He's better not be. Wait, almost forgot. Is one more gift that comes along with Order of Golden Dipper, most important of all.
I knew it. He was saving it for last.
Whoever holds Order of Golden Dipper, entitled to all free, slightly aged for flavor, goat's milk he can drink. Forever.
God bless you. Hey, Lion. Hey, it's me, your old buddy, Maynard, from the park. What's the matter? Don't you dig me no more? Hey, you're acting like a caged-up lion. Yeah, that's what you are, caged-up lion. Boy, Jailsville, all cooped up with people staring at you. No more running, no more jumping, no more hacking around the waterhole with them other lions. Yeah, if I was you, I'd be pretty much down the dumps, too. I had a duck once. He didn't like to be locked up either, so I let him go. And a baby alligator and a chipmunk, they all got let go. So how come you don't? Well, you ain't gonna stay penned up in there no more, you hear? No, sir. Any friend of Maynard G. Krebs ought to be as free as a bird, even if he's a lion.
Maynard, does he remember you?
I think he's like trying to forget me.
Oh.
Hey, Dope, I got an idea.
I don't like it.
You haven't even heard it yet.
I don't have to. I know your ideas.
No, listen, have you ever thought about having a little pet? You know, that woman could go like old partners on?
What kind of a pet?
Oh, you know, like a little dog or a cat or a chipmunk or a duck.
Or a lion?
Good thinking. Yeah, if you want a lion for a pet, you can keep him in my room. My folks have been up there for years.
Maynard, people just don't go around stealing lions, especially when they're gifts from the Prince of Cambodia.
But it's such a very unhappy lion all scrunched up in that little bitty cage.
Maynard, that's an absurd, impossible, fantastic, ridiculous notion.
Dope, don't be bashful. Just come right out and say you don't like it.
I don't like it.
You don't?
No. Maynard, please. Just forget about the lion, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Dope. Can I borrow your father's truck tonight?
What for?
It's like an emergency.
An emergency?
My hi-fi's broke.
Oh yeah, sure, Maynard. The key's under the floor mat.
Thanks, Dobe. You're like a real human being.
Yeah. Thank you, Maynard.
Give me the police. Yes, the police department, quick. Hello? And this is Herbert T. Gillis of the Gillis Grocery Store, and I want to report a stolen truck. Sure, I'm sure. I just went out there in the alley, right out there where I always keep it, and it's stark empty. The alley! How do I know with the truck? The truck isn't there. Now, you listen to me. I am a taxpayer and a veteran with the good conduct medal, and I demand that...
Dad, did you say truck?
Oh, I should have thought of that. All right, where's the truck?
Huh? Well,
just a minute. I'll call back. It looks like an inside job. All right, boy, out with it. How many fenders did you smash? How many doors did you rip off?
No, Dad. It's nothing like that.
What?
Like, hi, Mr. Gillis. Smooth-looking truck you got out there.
Truck? Where?
Where?
Like there.
Where have you been with the truck? You almost got me into trouble.
I got a confession, Dope. My hi-fi's all right. At least it was last night. It's kind of squashed now.
Squashed?
Yeah, just where the lion sat on it.
The lion?
Yeah, my room was a little crowded, so I kind of had to change plans.
Maynard.
Yeah, me and the lion, we've been driving around all night.
Maynard, let me get this straight. You mean the lion in the truck?
Dobie! Come here, quick!
Dad, wait.
Wait, what? This is a rush order. Open the truck door for me.
Let me have those boxes, Dad. You're going to take a nice nap.
A nap? It's only 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, well, it's a good idea to take a nap before you get tired.
You are sick, boy. Now stop yammering and open the truck door.
Oh, the door's like glue, Mr. Gillis. See?
Oh, what's the matter with you characters? Look out. Do I have to do everything myself? Let go of me,
Dad,
Dobie. What is the matter with you? I don't know what it is.
Dad.
What's the matter?
Dad,
Have you
look.
flipped your trolleys or something? I'm trying to get groceries delivered here.
I'm only trying to save wear and tear on your poor old back. Come on, Maynard. Let's go. We can take these up in front. Bye, Dad.
Yeah, like bye-bye, Mr. Gillis.
8:30 and I'm a nervous wreck already. Well, it's too chilly to stand around out here worrying about it.
Come on, Maynard.
What am I going to say, Dope? I'm like scared.
Just get Prince Dumafon on the phone and tell him you've got his lion.
They're ringing.
Just confess the whole thing. Calmly.
Confess the whole thing calmly.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
I'll confess the whole thing calmly.
Uh-huh.
I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Calmly.
Calmly.
I'll be all right.
Hello?
Blake, please don't lock me up. I'm innocent.
Come on, Maynard.
Hello.
This is Maynard G. Krebs.
Ah, yes, Mr. Krebs. What can I do for you?
He has to speak to his radiance.
Could I speak to his radiator?
Maynard, radiance.
Radiance.
I'm sorry, Mr. Krebs. His radiance is still busy with his sociological survey. May I be of service?
Could I speak to the wazir then?
His Excellency the Wazir will not return until noon. He is out walking the royal poodles.
I'll phone back like later. He won't be back till noon.
Oh. Your truck?
Oh, yeah.
Well, get it out of here. It's in a loading zone.
Yes.
Now what are we going to do, Dope?
You've got no choice, Maynard. If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times.
Get rid of the lion.
Yeah.
Okay, good buddy.
Good luck, Maynard.
Lion, I'm thinking. We got to find a place to hide you till that Prince cat gets back. But Where? Oh, I know. I'll call Zelda. She'll know where. Oh, yeah. Call Zelda.
Hi, man. What's the scene?
Like, hi, Riff. What were you doing in that phone booth?
That's no phone booth. That's like the front door to our far-out coffee house.
The inside at the outside?
What else?
Man, like it's pretty small, Riff.
Dig.
Oh, crazy.
Get the picture. You got creditors? You gotta play it cool? Be my guest.
Yeah, well, I got like a friend along, Riff.
Cuckoo. Any chum of yours will never be left outside at the inside of the outside.
Well, maybe I shouldn't mention this, but my friend's like a lion, you know?
Look, man, I don't care what he does for a living. Just so long as he's a cat.
Crazy. Get him.
Look like a live Prudence. Customers come.
Whoa.
Table for two?
Man, this caffeine scene's a profound gas. Table for two, huh? Of course, gets a little mixed up during these 3-day sessions.
Cigars, cigarettes, catnip?
Like, no thanks.
Here you are. Nice, quiet table for two. Something not too near the orchestra. Got you covered. How's this? Nice, quiet deuce.
Hey, that's a real cool bongo.
The imp? Yeah, he swings. Well, if there's anything you want, just growl.
See, Lion? We're home free.
Excuse me, cats.
What gives, Daddy-O?
I don't want to bug you, but that cat's hot. You got to make like Mandrake.
Like why?
Like friend Leo from Lionsville. He's like wanted. I mean, it's like posse time. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a definite split.
Like I don't dig.
Like Reed.
Sacred lion stolen from zoo. Like thief hunted. Like international incident threatened. Like entire police force alerted.
Like authorities promise quick and merciless punishment to the culprits, whoever they may be.
Man, like the fat's in the fire.
Yeah, and the fuzz is in the foyer.
Police!
The boy's in blue.
Riff, is there another way out of this pad?
Oh, you cats cool it. We'll like head them off at the pass. Come on, Tonto.
All right, who left that delivery truck out there?
Like what delivery truck?
Cigars, cigarettes.
No, thank you. The one in the alley.
Like what alley?
Like the alley outside.
Oh, man. This is the inside at the outside. We ain't got no outside here at the inside at the outside.
Like man, no.
Like out of my way. You with the furry chin.
Me, sir?
What's your name?
My name, sir?
Yeah, your name. What's the matter with you?
Me, sir? Nothing, sir.
Well, then sit up, boy, and tell me your name.
Krebs, sir. Maynard G, sir.
Is that your truck outside?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're gonna get yourself a little parking ticket, Krebs. Ordinance 208. Illegal overtime parking in a 5-minute loading zone. You delivery boys have been getting away with murder. You think all we got to do is... Hey!
We're wanted criminals.
Oh, hi, Maynard. What did the prince say when you gave his lion back to him?
Well, not much, though.
Oh? Well, how do you explain that?
It's easy. I didn't give his lion back to him. He was still missing.
Maynard, get him out of here!
Why, is your father around?
No, we went to a lodge meeting. We can't keep that animal in here.
Sure we can. He's got a very small appetite for a lion.
Maynard, enough is enough! Now, we... Get him out of here. Hide him.
Where are you going to hide a lion?
The truck.
It's too late.
The freezer.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty picture.
Yeah, just doing a little dusting.
Well,
Dad.
it's dustier down here. Get a broom, why don't you?
Dad, I thought you went to an important lodge meeting.
It was a very short meeting. Some lunkhead forgot to bring the cards.
Oh, Dad.
Get out of my way.
Anything I get you, Mr. Gillis?
Yes, there's something you can get me. You can get out of my way.
Dad.
Down at the meeting, I meet this Ogilvy, the meat packer, and I'm going to take some of that third-grade meat he's been palming off on me and shove it down his throat.
Meat?
Like in the freezer?
Well, it ain't like in a vegetable bin. Get out of my way.
What's
the matter with you? Buster, what do you think's taking him so long in there?
His Radiance has been doing extensive sociological research during his trip. He has just returned to the hotel.
Well, I hope they don't go too hard on him. After all, you know, they're not bad boys. That is, they're not bad boys.
Yeah, but they're no Paul Revere's either.
You realize these boys have just ruined a treaty that we've worked on for 5 years?
Well, what do you think they'll do to him?
That's for his Imperial Radiance to decide. It's his lion.
They don't call him Prince Dumathon the Avenger for nothing.
His Imperial Radiance, Prince Dumifan, Pearl of the Orient, Avenger of the East. O Pearl of the Orient, thy will shall be done.
The imp.
The imp?
Yeah, the far-out bongo player from the inside at the outside.
What?
What say you, sire, O noble Avenger of the East?
The one with the beard is a cool cat. So leave him and his friends alone.
As you say, Radiance.
Oh, yes. While we're at it, we might as well sign that old oil treaty, too.
Your wish is my command, Radiance.
Like Oobabadoo and Oobabadee. I played it cool with you, like, nah, man, don't cop out on me, huh?
Well, everything turned out fine. The lion, well, he's on his way back to Embodia. The imp, that is, his Imperial Radiance, promised Maynard they'd let the lion loose in his own jungle. The Washington boys, well, they got their oil contract. Me? I got the keys to the truck taken away from me for letting Maynard use it. And Maynard, what did he get? Well, he got a liking for goat's milk, slightly aged for flavor.
Words, which we will call, Whither Are We Drifting?
Whither are we drifting?
Yes, Mr. Gillis, whither? By the time a young person is ready to graduate from high school, he should have some inkling of the direction his life is going to take. But as I look out at your smiling, vacant faces, the mind boggles when I consider that from among you must come our future statesmen, scientists, philosophers, thinkers.
You rang?
Our teacher, Mr. Pomfret's a pretty decent fellow. For a teacher, that is. He actually teaches us kids how to think. I mean, take something like this, Whither Are We Drifting, Jazz. When we started here at Central High School 4 years ago, we would have hollered and screamed and carried on like crazy if a teacher stuck us with an assignment like that. But now?
And the assignment must be turned in by next Tuesday. Oh, please, now, a simple groan would have been sufficient.
Mr. Pomfret, sir, do you have to keep slapping us with homework? We're almost like ready to graduate.
What difference does it make, Maynard? You never did your homework even when you weren't like almost ready to graduate.
I know, but it's like the principle of the thing. I don't even know if I want to graduate. I've been happy here at Central High School with you, Mr. Pomfret, sir.
Thank you, Maynard. I'm deeply touched.
My 3 years in the 12th grade have been like the best I ever spent.
Maynard. Mr. Pomfret, you mean you want us to write about what we're going to be? Doctors, lawyers, scientists, sheet metal workers, like that?
Well, that's only part of it, Dobie. I want you to tell me what you expect out of life. For example, Betty Jean Milhausen, what do you want out of life?
A fella.
No, I mean, whither are you drifting?
Well, any place where they got fellas.
Can't you be a little more specific, Miss Milhausen?
What's a specific?
Go to it, Miss Milhausen. Find yourself a fella. And now, class, what I want these essays to tell me is what kind of life you expect to lead, what goals you hope to attain, what horizons you expect to reach. Now, I hope the assignment is clear, perfectly clear.
Do we have to do it?
You have to do it, Maynard.
It's clear.
Whither are we drifting? Sounds like an easy question, doesn't it? Well, it is easy until you have to answer it. I pondered and thought and racked my head. But it was Maynard who came up with an idea.
Hey, let's go to the movies.
Now, I'm trying to answer a question about our whole life, and you talk about the movies.
Yeah, let's get out of the Bijou before the prices change.
No, Maynard.
They're showing The Monster Who Devoured Cleveland.
No, Maynard.
Second feature is Attila and His Merry Men.
No, Maynard.
Third feature is Space Tennis.
No, Maynard.
Fourth feature is John
Maynard.
Dillinger, American. The fifth, sixth, and seventh features is Gone with the Wind.
Maynard, we are not going to the movies. I've got an essay to write. You've got an essay to write. Whither are we drifting?
I don't know whither we are drifting. I don't even know what it means.
It means where are we going?
To the movies.
No, Maynard, we're not going to the movies. We're going to sit right there and think.
Like that naked cat?
Exactly.
We'll get arrested.
We'll keep our clothes on.
Good, it's like chili.
Now sit right here and think.
Like this?
Yeah, that's about right.
You know, this thinking business is pretty new for me.
I know.
You sure it'll work?
Try, Maynard, try. Got anything?
Yeah, a backache.
Maynard, stop eating and listen to me.
Sure, Dope, have a peanut.
Not now, Maynard. Now listen. We've got to put in some heavy brain work on this essay, Whither Are We Drifting? I mean, we'll be graduating from high school soon. We've got to have some kind of plan.
Why?
Because you can't just stumble blindly through life, that's why.
You're wrong, Dope. There's nothing else you can do. I mean, whenever you want to make a plan, they won't let you do it anyhow.
Who won't?
They won't.
Who's they?
You know them, your mother, your father, them teacher cats at school.
No, Maynard, you're taking the cowardly way out, blaming somebody else. If there's something you really want to do, nobody will stand in your way.
Dope.
We're the captains of our destiny, the masters of our fate.
Dope.
If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. Nothing can stop you.
Dope.
What is it, Maynard?
There's one thing that can stop us.
No, there isn't. Yes, there is. Hi, Officer Dugan.
Like, hi.
Hi. I've been following you boys for 12 blocks.
Yep, it's us, all right.
Yeah.
Who else would it be? Except the cast of a jungle movie with that trail of peanut shells.
Maynard.
Now, look, you've been cluttering up the sidewalk, obstructing traffic, and ruining the looks of our fair city. Now, what do you got to say for yourselves?
Well,
Care for a peanut?
I'm going to give you a warning citation.
Maynard, I begged you 1,000 times. Don't throw shells in the street.
Hey, you boys can't sit on that bench.
Huh?
It's just been painted.
Like, uh-oh.
Now, don't let it happen again, or the street cleaners will ride you out of town on a broom.
Yes, sir, Officer Dugan. Come on, Maynard, we'll go over to the park.
Halt.
Yeah.
The park's closed on account of a picnic.
Oh, then we'll go over to the playground.
Yeah.
Halt. The playground's closed for construction work.
Oh, well, gee, where can we go?
Well, wherever you please. It's a free country.
Oh.
Make sure you break no park rule, city
Yes, sir.
ordinance, state law,
Yes, sir.
federal regulation, or get in my way.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Or the sergeant's. Now, he's touchy.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Dobe, I'm getting dizzy. You're like a real human being, Officer Dugan.
Uh-huh.
Glad to be of help, boys.
Thank you, sir.
But don't let me catch you hanging around on street corners or I'll have to run you in.
See what I mean about plans? Whenever you want to do something, one of them sneaks up behind you and pulls out the rug from underneath you.
Hurrah!
Oh, I gotta admit you got a point, Maynard. But look at it this way. We'll be out of school pretty soon and people will stop telling us what to do. We'll have to make our own decisions. Then what happens?
What happens? Man, you're joshing. I'll sleep till noon, eat nothing but donuts, and spend the rest of my life in a record store.
It's a beautiful dream, Maynard.
Yeah, ain't it? Sleep, donuts, and jazz. Who could ask for anything more?
You could. You will.
I will?
Of course you will. Remember a few years ago when you wanted a pony so bad? That's all you wanted in the whole world, a pony. Do you still want a pony, Maynard?
A pony, Dobe? That's kid stuff.
Yeah, and the next year you spent 6 months building a racing car out of a soapbox and 2 pairs of roller skates. Boy, how proud you were of that racing car. Where is it now, Maynard?
How should I know? It's like I say, that's kid stuff.
Yeah, and then there was a summer you built the treehouse. Then you raised guppies. Then you walked on stilts. Then you played marbles. Marbles, man, I bet you had 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
All right, Maynard, how about the marbles, the stilts, the guppies, and the treehouse now? Still interested?
Me? Are you kidding? I'm like a grown man. I got like a beard.
Aha.
Uh-huh, what?
Aha, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You outgrew the marbles and the stilts, and you'll outgrow the jazz.
Me outgrow jazz? You gotta be kidding. Jazz is my whole life. I'm a member of the Beat Generation.
Oh, knock it off.
Sure I am, Dobe. Look at me. I'm a real protest cat.
Maynard, you don't even know what the Beat Generation is.
Oh, don't I?
All right, what does beat mean?
Well, it's... Well, anyhow, I know what generation means.
What?
It means it's, Can I go back to beat, Dobe?
Maynard, you're no beatnik. You're just a guy who grew a beard so he could sit on the floor and listen to jazz.
Yeah, Thelonious Monk, Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Gloria Wood.
Pretty soon you'll get tired of that game, too. The beard, the jazz, the sloppy clothes. Just like you got tired of the guppies and the stilts and the marbles.
You mean I'll outgrow it?
That's what I mean.
You mean I'll be like a grown-up?
You'll be like a grown-up.
Dobe?
Yeah?
I don't like it.
See, I've already done some writing on this essay. My name and the date. But I still don't know whither we are drifting. I mean, here we are minding our own business, and we find ourselves fouled up like this. And it isn't even our fault.
It's the fault of our fathers and mothers and parents.
True, Maynard, but they're not really so bad. I mean, they got their problems, too.
Yeah, I guess so. My father must have problems. On account he cries a lot.
He does?
Yeah, especially when he sees me. I wonder why.
No offense, Maynard, but if you were your father and saw you, what would you do?
Cry.
No offense.
Well, it could have been worse.
Oh? How?
What if I'd been a girl? With this beard and these clothes, then he has something to cry about, huh?
Yeah, Maynard, let's get back to whither are we drifting.
Do we have to?
We have to. Now, the way I look at it, we're in this mess on account of our parents. You see, the trouble with parents is that all they ever teach us is fun and games, and then all of a sudden playtime's over. Whither are you drifting, they say. Shape up, young fella. Life is real. Life is earnest. Well, sure it's real. Sure it's earnest. Why did they wait so long to tell us?
Well, how could they tell us any sooner? We were too young.
We're still too young. Why are we still too young?
Why, Dobe?
Because they kept us young. They didn't let us grow up. They protected us. They coddled us.
They pushed us around pretty good, too.
It's all part of the same thing, Maynard. It's like when you had a little dog when you were a kid. You hug it and squeeze it and tickle its belly, but every once in a while you give it a slap on the nose, too. Well, that's what they've done, Maynard. Made pets of us.
That's a crummy trick.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, their hearts were in the right place. They wanted us to have all the advantages. They wanted to keep us safe and warm and protect us from the cruel world. And maybe that's a good thing. I mean, remember when we studied child labor in the Industrial Revolution last year in history?
I flunked, Dobe.
Well, anyhow, little kids used to go to work in factories when they were 4 years old, and they suffered and died and never had any childhood at all. So our parents, being civilized and all that, wanted to make sure we had a childhood. They just didn't know when to stop is all. I mean, they keep treating you like a kid year after year, and then one day they turn around and say, stop acting like a kid.
It don't seem fair.
Well, maybe that's the first lesson. Life isn't fair.
And you know something else that ain't fair?
What?
The size of these bags. I'm all out of donuts.
Maynard, I get the feeling you like donuts.
Yeah, and they're like stuffed with vitamins, too.
Hello, Dobie, Maynard.
Oh, hi, Mr. Pomfret.
Like, hi, Mr. Pomfret, sir.
Now, how are you boys coming along on your essays?
Like miserable.
We don't know where to start.
Well, you might begin by writing some ideas about your future work.
Work!
Is that always his response when he hears the word work?
Work!
Does that answer your question, sir? Mm-hmm. Mr. Pomfret, what kind of employment do you think we ought to start thinking about?
Good buddy. You don't have to protect me by using them 4-bit words. I know what employment means, and I can take it. It means work. Work!
Why fight it?
Yeah.
All right, boys. What sort of employment is most interesting to you?
How about something in the executive line?
Oh, good thinking, Maynard. There's a big demand for 18-year-old executives, especially with beards.
No, we just can't sit around doing nothing. Hey, can we?
No, Maynard. You have to find jobs.
Hey, Dobe, you can get a job in your father's store.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, a fellow likes to make it on his own.
Besides, your father wouldn't pay you.
True.
So what can we do?
I don't know. Get a job in a gas station?
Too dirty.
Factory?
Too noisy.
Construction gang?
Too hard.
You know something, boys?
What, sir?
Somehow I get a slight hint that you don't really want to work.
Work!
Darn it, he's got me doing it.
Yeah, Mr. Pomfret, aren't we getting all worried up too soon? I mean, before we start figuring out what we're going to do, we'll probably get drafted.
Drafted!
Maynard, please, save that for work.
Work!
Well, now, the Army is an important factor in your futures, of course.
Yeah.
But when you get out, you're right back where you started and a couple of years older.
What's the problem? When we get out of the Army, we'll just sit back and collect our pensions the rest of our lives.
Maynard, we won't get pensions for one hitch.
Details.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Pomfret, I don't suppose there's much chance of us getting into a good college.
Yeah, let's go to college and wear raccoon coats and swing with them frat cats. Like Rob, like Rob.
A commendable goal, Maynard, but don't forget, for every seat in every American college, there are 10 applicants.
10 kids in one seat? Oh, man, that can be like too comfortable.
No, Maynard, only one gets in, which means you have to be a top-notch student if you want to go to college.
That lets me out.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
No offense.
No offense.
No, boys, you're giving up too easily. Now, if you really want to go to college, just apply yourselves. You can do it.
Me, Mr. Pomfret?
Of course.
Me too, Mr. Pomfret, sir?
Who knows? After all, it's the age of miracles.
Hey, I got like a better idea. Don't graduate from high school. Keep flunking.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd like it.
No.
I got like another idea.
What?
When we finish this high school, we change our names and start all over at another one.
Maynard, I think the donuts have reached your brain.
Hey, Dobe, what are we worried about the future for?
What do you mean?
I know where we can get the answer, and cheap, too. Come on. Yeah, come on.
This is where you're going to find out about the future?
Sure, Dobe, and only a penny.
Maynard.
Oh, boy. You weigh 145 pounds, are inclined to make friends easily, and inclined to put things off. That's me, all right, Dobe. How do these machines know all that stuff?
Brain power, Maynard. Brain power.
Yeah, brain power. Hey, Dobe, where's your father?
On the delivery. Why?
Oh, well, 'cause he's like faster than you are. Maynard! Hey, Dobe, looky. The new Teenage Gazette. Yeah. Hey, Dobe, how about this?
How about what?
The letter in the magazine. Dear editor, in these troubled times of which we are now undergoing, I can't think of no one who would unite the world and make everybody good friends like Elvis Presley for president. Signed, Elvis Reuter. Hey, how about that, though? This cat's name is Elvis, too. Elvis Reuter.
Yeah, Maynard, it means he roots for Elvis.
Hey, leave this answer for us. Politics.
For politics. We can't even vote.
So who's gonna vote? Well, just run.
Run?
Yeah.
Friends and fellow Americans, the situation is indeed a grave.
Maynard, there's no A, just grave.
Yeah, just grave.
And friends and fellow Americans, I promise that if elected, I will serve the people without fear or flavor.
Maynard, that's favor.
Yeah, making speeches, kissing babies, getting my picture in the paper, debating on TV, and then when it's all over, I do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States. And I move into the White House. Man, what a swinging pad. And I get to sleep in Lincoln's bed.
Yeah.
He's out of it, ain't he, Dobe?
Yeah, he's out of it, Maynard. With you in it, he's well out of it.
Yeah, and then I walk along and them Secret Service cats follow me, and all the big shots come up, tip the hats and say, "Good morning, Mr. President. What are we going to do about inflation? Good morning, Mr. President. What are we going to do about Russia? Good morning, Mr. President. What are we going to do about China?" Inflation? Russia? China? Dobe?
Huh?
I do not choose to run.
Maynard, on behalf of America and the free world, thank you.
Hey, look at these real-life adventure magazines. I was a grizzly bear for 6 months. Hey, Dope.
No, Maynard, we can't be grizzly bears. We gotta be fellas and grow up.
Yeah. Hey, these real-life adventure magazines are pretty cool, and there's so many of them. Look. I was 4 inches from death. I was 3.5 inches from death. I was 2 7/8 inches from death. I was dead.
Maynard, why do you keep clowning? We got problems.
That's why I keep clowning, good buddy.
Maynard, that essay's due tomorrow. Now, we've got to be brave and face up to it. The future's closing in on us.
Dope, I don't mind facing something that's got a face to face me back with, but this future, Jazz, has got no face. It's just kind of like a big, dark, damn, scary blob. The future wants me, it's gonna have to come and find me.
Oh, things aren't as bad as all that. I mean, there's a bright side, too.
Like what?
Like girls.
Oh, no, no, sir, not me. Negative. I'll never have a girl. Never.
You used to say you'd never get off your stilts.
You mean there's a time come on I'll really and truly want a girl?
Maynard, don't you dig love?
What do I know about love?
Oh, come on, Maynard. Lots of people love you.
Like who?
Like your father and mother.
They got no choice.
I love you.
You got no choice either. You're hooked.
Me? How?
Look, Dope, I'm not exactly easy to love. I mean, take a look at me. I'm like a mess. I mean, if somebody wants to love me, they got like a lot of obstacles to climb over. Like true?
Like true.
It's like climbing over a real high fence, kind of. It's hard. But once you get over that big old fence, it's even harder to climb back. It's like easier to stay in there loving me than to bust out.
Maynard, I won't stand here and let you run yourself down. It just so happens that you're one of the most truly lovable guys in the whole world.
Not half as lovable as you.
Oh, come on, Maynard.
True, Dope. Why, I bet if there was a lovable contest, you'd win it in a breeze.
Oh, I'd come in second, maybe.
No, first. First by a country mile. Oh, Dope. It's a slug.
Well, maybe first by a few feet, not a country mile.
Okay, but first.
You know what? I think we'd probably tie.
Maybe you're right. I mean, we're both so doggone lovable.
Okay, that's a Maybe my future won't be such a problem after all. My immediate future, that is. I may be back in high school next year because I may flunk English, because I've not written an essay on Whither Are We Drifting, because I don't know.
And so, when I ask myself, whither am I drifting, I must answer, into the future, forward, because that's where the future is. Perhaps I will work in an office where there will be lots of fellas, or perhaps I will go to college, coeducational, of course, because fellas go there too. Or perhaps I will go forward into marriage, because there's sure to be a fellow there. I thank you.
Thank you, Miss Milhausen. I don't know whether to give you a grade or shower you with rice.
I'll take the rice.
Good thinking. The next essay will be that of courage class. Maynard G. Krebs.
Whither I Am Drifting, an essay in not less than 250 words by Maynard G. Krebs. When I decided to write Whither Am I Drifting, I decided to write it in the midst of the surroundings in which I was brought up in, whither I have drifted from. So I went into the backyard where my father wishes I would spend more time anyhow, and I sat down to write my essay next to my old dog, Spot. Spot is a wonderful old dog who is smarter than most people, even me. But Spot has one bad habit. He chews up things. He chews up tires. He chews up old shoes. He chews up rags. He chews up...
Pity, Mr. Krebs. A literary masterpiece down the drain, so to speak. The next essay will... Dobie Gillis, you don't happen to have a dog, do you?
No, sir. I don't have an essay either.
May one ask why not?
Mr. Pomfret, what do I know about my future? Nothing. What am I prepared for? Nothing. People used to say to me, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I'd say, I don't know. Well, I'm grown up. At least that's what people say. And the answer's still the same. I don't know.
I see. Well, doesn't it scare you a little, Dobie, being so unsure of the future?
Scare me? No. I'd like to know, of course, but I don't think I'm scared exactly. After all, look at all the people who grew up. I wouldn't say they're any smarter than me. No offense.
No offense. So, Dobie, you have no idea what the future holds, and still, it doesn't frighten you.
Oh, confused a little. In fact, confused a lot. But frightened? No, no. You see, I keep thinking about a treehouse I had when I was a kid.
A treehouse? Why?
Well, I used to sit up there in the springtime and watch a nest of robins. Every day, Mama Robin used to come home with a worm for the little ones. She'd break it in pieces and feed them all. But one day she came home without a worm. There they were, all the little robins chipping and chirping and begging for food, but Mama just kicked them out of the nest. So what did they do? They flew. Well, sir, I guess it's the same with me. When the time comes, I'll just fly, that's all. I don't know how, but I'll do it, I guess. Well, anyhow, seeing as how I don't know anything about the future, I just couldn't write that essay.
Dobie, my boy, not only have you written that essay, but I'm going to give you an A on it.
Huh?
And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to give myself an A, too. Now, if there's one thing I want you to carry out of this class, it's confidence in yourselves. Not cockiness, not an arrogant feeling that you know all the answers, but a quiet, solid confidence that no matter what challenge the future brings, you can find within yourselves the resources to meet it.
Me too?
Even you, Maynard. Now, you've had a good upbringing, all of you. You've got a great heritage behind you. Freedom, initiative, and the questing spirit that built this land. And now, in the final weeks of your high school lives, your gruff old teacher would like to get just a little misty. I'm proud of you, kids, for two reasons. First, because you know the road ahead is not going to be easy. And second, because you're not afraid to travel it. All right. Class, dismissed. Well, didn't you hear me? Class dismissed.
Mr. Pomfret, we always go to the malt shop after class.
Yes?
Could we buy you a drink?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, my young barbarians. Let's go.
Your behavior.
Overwhelmed?
Yeah, but I see Mr. Pomfret in here, so I'm over being whelmed. Yeah. Today, my young barbers.
Maynard, that's barbarian.
Yeah, barbarian. Today we'll discuss the famous music of them famous musical cats, Beethoven, Brahms, and Thelonious Monk. Lie quiet, like you're here. Lie quiet. Please turn to page 208 in your textbooks, and we'll dig into what them long hairs were talking about. Now, my young unimplowables, are like two kinds of music in this whole world. Bad music and jazz.
And Lawrence Welk.
Why, Mr. Pomfret?
Like, sit down, Maynard. Horsing around like that. I suppose you didn't do your homework either.
Of course not, sir. I want to get an A.
What do you mean you want to get an A?
I mean, like Dobie got when he didn't turn his essay in.
Maynard.
I'll settle for a B. See? D.
You're getting warm.
F.
You got it, Maynard.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Pomfret, sir. You were all heart. I think so.
'Cause Dobie has to have one girl to call his own.
Auditorium. Boy, what an evening we'll have, huh?
We better have. I'm blowing my whole month's allowance to pay for it.
Ah, you're a real human being, Zelda. But why are you doing all this? I mean, I know I'm charming and debonair and witty, but aren't you overdoing things a little?
Correction. You are not charming, debonair, and witty. You are callow, rough-hewn, and uncultured. But I love you, and I'm stuck with you.
Zelda! No offense, but it's been a long time since I've seen your picture in anybody's locker.
True. We're a pair of real dogs, and that's why we've got to work together to save you from becoming a bum.
Zelda.
Lectures, concerts, sharpening your mind. These are the things we've got to do.
Like, hi, Dope.
Oh,
Hey, let's
hi,
go downtown
man.
and watch that fellow toss blackjacks in the window. Come on.
He'll do no such thing. We're going to a lecture so he can improve his mind.
Sure, Zelda. And then we watch him knock down the old courthouse building. They got one of them big iron ball contraptions down there that goes wham, smash, right into the wall.
Maynard.
Dobie, your only chance to make somebody of yourself is to associate with superior minds, attend debates, discussions, conferences.
They got a fellow at the park that can lift up a whole block of cement with his teeth. He goes,
Wrench your mind into creative action. Do, achieve, think.
Dobie. Dobie.
So what's wrong with being a good, loyal friend? I mean, girls and shows and parties are a dime a dozen. But a friend like Maynard comes along only once in a lifetime. Just my luck, it has to be my lifetime. Maynard, please. I'm trying to finish my history homework.
Your homework?
Sure, I've got to get this... Oh, I'm sorry, Maynard. Our homework.
Stick with me, Dope. I'll get you through that course yet.
Sure, Maynard.
Hey, who's that funny-looking character?
Oh, it's a picture of one of the statues they build in those European cathedrals. They're called gargoyles.
Oh, no, Dope. Gargoyles, them fancy checkered socks some fellas wear.
Maynard, those are argyles. This is a gargoyle, this creepy, spooky-looking, bug-eyed monster.
Hi-ho, chaps.
Oh, hi, Chatsworth.
Like, hi, Chatsy.
The name, you low-born ragamuffin, is Chatsworth Osborne Jr. I was named after my father.
Oh, what's his name?
I say, Gillis, baby, are you still interested in playing tennis at the North Shore Golf, Tennis, and Coupon Clipping Club?
Boy, am I.
Well, good. Yesterday, between sets, I ordered the membership committee to consider your application for use of the court.
Gee, thanks, Chatsworth. Do you really think they'll take me in?
Of course. I told them that although you spring from peasant stock, it is sturdy, honest peasant stock. So naturally, on my say-so, you will be accepted forthwith.
Chatsworth, you're a truly great American.
Yes, I am, rather.
You're 100%, Chatsy. We're going to get a kick out of playing over there.
Mm-hmm.
We?
Yeah, they threw me off them public courts. Something about my clothes. Oh, boy, yeah, like 4...
Gillis, baby, does this unkempt oaf actually expect to join in our games and sports?
Like, ping.
Well, you see, Maynard kind of goes where I go.
Yeah, I stick to him like glue. Like, pong.
He's not much trouble, honest.
Like, smash.
Gillis, baby, I must add that the membership committee hasn't quite made up its mind yet. And it may never.
Like, slam.
Chatsworth?
Like, slam. Ooh, like, well played, old niblick. Hey, what happened? Where's our good buddy Chatsy?
Oh, Oh, never mind, Maynard. We don't need him.
Right, good buddy. We don't need anybody. It's you and me, Dope. Just you and me forever.
I'm afraid so, Maynard.
Good day, class. Is there anyone in this class who's failed to do his homework? Besides Maynard Krebs, I mean.
Mr. Pomfrey, that's like unfair. You're all the time saying I didn't do my homework without asking me first.
You're right, of course, Maynard. I had no business jumping to conclusions. Forgive me.
You're like forgiven.
Thank you.
You're like welcome.
Have you done your homework?
Like no.
Like I didn't think so. Now, having made this little jaunt into the Twilight Zone, can we return to my original question? Is there anyone else in this class who's failed to do his homework? Mr. Gillis?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm surprised, Mr. Gillis. You've been very conscientious in your work these last weeks before graduation. You have a good excuse, I presume.
Yes, sir. You see, I was doing fine on the homework until... No, sir. No excuse.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to give you and Mr. Krebs an extra assignment. A 300-word essay on the European cathedrals and their gargoyles.
Hey, that's not fair, Mr. Pomfrey, sir. Who can write 300 words about a pair of checkered socks?
Maynard, that's argyle. Mr. Pomfrey, I'll make sure Maynard really puts his mind to it.
Good luck. Now, class, we are moving from a study of European history to our own history, and a stirring saga it is. Now, please turn to the opening section of your textbooks, The Winning of the West. Zelda Gilroy, what is the essential point made in this chapter?
The trek across the deserts and plains to reach the Pacific was one of the great cooperative efforts in all history. The strong aided the weak and helpless, and this often led to their own destruction. Many of these intrepid explorers could have reached safety had they traveled alone. But no. Instead, these brave souls sacrificed themselves to help their weaker companions.
Yes, history is full of terrifying examples of strong, brave men who were slowed down and eventually destroyed by their loyalty to a friend who was weak, helpless, incompetent, inept.
You rang?
Be sure you pick me up right on time. Professor Clendening begins his lecture promptly at 8.
Right, Zelda. I wouldn't miss the old prof for anything.
Contact with outstanding minds. The only way to sharpen your own mind.
Right.
You'll shape up into a man yet, Poopsie.
Zelda!
Stretch your brain, discipline it, bend it to your purpose by keeping it trim and hard and practiced.
Right.
Don't let it go flabby by allowing it to associate with inferior, shoddy intellect.
Right. I just remembered. Is it all right if I get to the lecture a little late, like a couple hours?
What? What could be more important than kicking your mind into success? What? What?
Well, you see...
What is it, boy?
Well...
Aha! I see it now. It's got something to do with Maynard.
Well...
Hasn't it?
Well...
Hasn't it?
I promised him I'd watch a television program with him tonight.
You're going to waste your time on an inferior brain like Maynard and let your own brain go to pot. That does it.
But it's a spooky television show, and Maynard gets scared when he's alone.
Look, Dobie, Maynard is a sweet, loyal boy, but he's a hopeless case, and if you keep hanging around with him, that's exactly what you're going to be.
But when he gets scared, he gets goosebumps, and they're very unhealthy.
Dobie, the time has come to make up your mind. Either you give up Maynard or Soup Kitchens, here you come.
Hi-ho, playmates. Clear the fairway. The Wizard of the Links is here.
Oh, hi, Chatsworth.
Bye, Dobie-Doo. I'm on my way to the club.
Chatsworth, have you heard anything about my application for the club?
Oh, I have been meaning to talk to you about that, Gillis baby. Under the circumstances, the membership committee has decided to delay its decision for a short time. Perhaps 20 or 30 years.
Under the circumstances? Under what circumstances?
Well, I don't like to mention names, but his initials are Maynard G. Krebs.
Oh, now, just a minute, Chatsworth. Just a darn minute. If you're turning me down because I'm a friend of Maynard's, then I sure as heck never want to come to your club. Never. Nothing could make me drop Maynard as a friend. He's weak and helpless. He needs me.
The strong aided the weak and helpless, and this often led to their own destruction. Many of these intrepid explorers could have reached safety had they traveled alone. But no. Instead, these brave souls sacrificed themselves to help their weaker companions.
Mush on, good buddy. You can make it alone across this like arid desert and great plains without helpless, hopeless, incompetent, inept me.
I'll never leave you, Maynard. Here, there's a few drops left in my canteen.
You gotta go along without me, dear friend, or you will suffer the same fate as them other insipid pioneers.
Maynard, that's intrepid.
Yeah, intrepid.
Here, you've got to drink it.
No, dear friend, you've got to drink it. Go ahead.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Nope. Good buddy, dear friend, brave pioneer.
Farewell, dear friend.
You would have made it without me. Oh, what a no-good brat am I. What a no-good rat am I. Oh, what a no-good rat am I. Good afternoon, I'll be with you. Oh, it's only you, Maynard. Maynard, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You know, I never say it's only you, Maynard, anymore. And go ahead and say it, Mr. G. All I am is only you, Maynard. You mean you want me to say it's only you, Maynard? Sure. Sure? I like insist. Okay. Oh, it's... No, I can't go through with it. Dobie ain't home yet. Grab yourself a handful of donuts and sit down someplace. A small handful. I don't want to talk to Dobie, Mr. G. I want to, talk to you. Like me? Yeah. Like, what's Dobie done? What kind of trouble's he in now? Oh, it ain't nothing like that. I want to talk to you, Mr. G, because you're a man of the world. Aren't you? Well, yes. I mean, you've been around. Well, yes. And you know the answers to a lot of things. Well, Yes. So I want to ask your advice.
Well, no.
You gotta listen to me, Mr. G. It's like a matter of life and death.
Oh?
Or maybe both.
Okay, shoot. I'm used to listening. I'm married.
I want to ask your advice about these two cats, see.
You
they're
and
like
Dobie?
friends. Me and Dobie? No, not me and Dobie. No. See, they're not exactly real people.
And they're not exactly real people, huh?
No, it's like a made-up story. You know what they call a hypocritical case.
Maynard, that's hypothetical, I think.
Yeah, a hypothetical, I think. Yeah, well, anyhow, one of these hypothetical, I think, cats is like clean-cut, lovable, and upstanding.
Check.
And the other fella's kind of ragged, draggy, and ill-couth.
Check.
He's not real ill-couth, just kind of ill-couth. He's not all bad, this other fella. He's got a good heart, and he's loyal and trustworthy. But this ill-couth fella, he's kind of a drag on the clean-cut, lovable, upstanding cat. I mean, he's like, keeps him from moving up in the world like he ought to. I mean, he like holds him down like an anchor because he's weak and helpless.
And the low-down rat?
Yeah, the low-down rat.
A guy like that is a disgrace.
Like right.
There ought to be a law against him.
Like right.
He ought to be punched in the nose and run out of town.
Like right. Like right?
Like right.
But what if this ill-couth fella...
Let's just call him the slob.
Good thinking. But what if the slob gives up the clean-cut, lovable...
Let's just call him our hero, huh?
Good thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where were we?
We were right where the slob was going to give up our clean, upstanding young hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
What if he did?
Did what?
Gave him up.
Gave who up?
The slob.
That would be the most wonderful thing this ill-couth slob could do, and would prove that underneath that rough exterior beat a heart as big as all outdoors.
Yeah.
It's like in that old movie I saw on television the other night, see? Betty Grable and Dan Daly, and they're a dancing act, see? Well, she's really got the stuff to go places, but he's just kind of a fair to middling hoofer. And they do this dance together, see? And he kind of goes... But when she does it, oh, man, she really puts it out there, boy, and she goes like this, see? Oh, and he knows that she's head and shoulders over him, see? So he wants her to leave him so that she can become a big star with her name up in lights on Broadway.
You're right, Mr. G.
Always willing to lend a helping hand.
Now I know what to tell my hypothetical, I think, cat.
Mm-hmm.
There's just one road to take. Just one.
Maynard, take that road over there. That road leads to the trash cans in the alley.
You're all heart, Mr. G.
Oh, if I'd only known what peculiar things were going on behind my back. Boy. I mean, Maynard was cooking up a scheme. And when Maynard starts to cook, everybody winds up in the soup.
Dobe, if you don't leave me behind and like zoom onwards and upwards in this world, I'm gonna hold my breath.
Maynard, what's the matter with you?
And when I hold my breath, I turn purple.
Maynard.
I don't mean just red. Anybody can turn red. I turn purple.
Maynard, cut that out. I'm not gonna give you up under any circumstances. You're my friend and I'm stuck with you. Gonna stick with you.
Dobe, you're always doing things for me, and I never do nothing for you.
That isn't true. You do plenty of things for me.
Name one.
One, I'll name a bunch. You tell me when my shoelaces are untied. You come over and wake me up at 6 o'clock every Saturday and Sunday morning just to remind me there's no school. Did I mention the shoelaces?
Yeah, Dobe.
All right, so you don't do too much for me. A man doesn't pick his friends because they do things for him.
I do things for you if you ask me, Dobe. Honest, I would.
Sure you would, Maynard.
I swim across the Algonquin River for you.
Sure, Maynard.
I swim across Milford Lake for you.
I know.
I swim across the English Channel for you.
Maynard.
I swim across the Atlantic Ocean. I swim across
please.
the Pacific Ocean.
Maynard.
I swim across the North Pole, and that ain't easy because it's all ice and ain't even water.
Maynard, enough! We don't have to do things for each other. We're friends, and that's all there is to it.
I'm not a friend. I'm an anchor that's like holding your back.
No, Maynard.
I'm a weight around your neck.
Maynard, no.
I'm a drag.
Maynard, please.
Hold on, I got two more words. I'm a roadblock, I'm an obstacle.
Maynard, stop that. We're friends, and we're gonna stay friends.
Dobe, let's hate each other. It's better for you.
Maynard, cut that out.
You want to prove you're really a friend?
Of course.
Then hate me.
Oh, Maynard.
Please?
No, Maynard.
Well, I'm like a miserable failure. I can't even like talk my best friend into hating me.
What do you mean it didn't work? When Herbert T. Gillis gives advice, it don't dare not to work.
Those hypothetical, I think cats try it, but nothing happened, Mr. G. I mean, the hero wouldn't let go of the slob.
Well, that's because the hero was too loyal and upstanding and true. It's like in that picture with Betty Grable and Dan Daly, see? She didn't want to give him up until Dan Daly made her do it.
How'd he do that, Mr. G?
Well, by being mean and rotten and pretending that he didn't want her anymore.
Like mean?
Like mean.
Like rotten?
Like rotten.
Like mean and rotten?
Like mean and rotten.
Maynard, you were supposed to meet me before class so we could do your history homework.
Like flake off, Square.
Now, flake off, Square?
You heard me, Cube. You like to oblong from me.
Maynard, what kind of a crazy stunt is this? Now, come on, let's get that work done.
Oh, your mother listens to Lawrence Welk records.
Maynard.
Man, I'm like fed up with hanging around with a cat that ain't got like a single sweatshirt to his name.
Maynard, stop this. Now, look.
Oh, cut out, Junior. I got like no time to waste on a cat like you that ain't with it.
Maynard.
Look, like zoom off, boy, huh?
Maynard, will you quit behaving like this?
Good day, class. Now, we got a lot of ground to cover today. We've got a lot of ground to... We had a lot of ground to cover today. Anyway, let's get started at once. Maynard Krebs, who was the famous patriot who said, "I regret I have but one life to give for my country"? And don't try to get help from Dobie.
From who?
From your friend, Dobie Gillis.
He ain't no friend of mine. I mean, I got better friends than square oddballs like him. I mean, man, who needs a creep like that?
Maynard? Will the real Maynard G. Krebs please stand up?
That's me, Maynard G. Krebs. I pick my own friends, and he sure ain't one of them.
Truly, we live in a time of change.
Ever heard of togetherness? Well, Maynard was out to prove that it's as obsolete as the horse and buggy. And he darn near convinced me.
So the gold rush of 1849 can therefore be considered the beginning of the opening of the West. You see,
Oh, hi, Maynard. Zelda's working with me on my history homework. Here, sit down. We could both use help.
Oh, get lost. I got no time for books and studies and all that.
Maynard?
Maynard.
I'm a protest cat, and it's cats like you I'm protesting against. Yeesh, what a rectangle.
Well, I tried. Nobody can point a finger at me and say I didn't try. But Maynard made it perfectly clear. He just didn't want to be friends anymore. Naturally, I felt miserable about it. And everybody else felt terrible, too.
You're through with Maynard? Oh, that's the best thing that could have ever happened to you, boy.
Attaboy, Pussy, you're a cinch to be a smashing success.
Good news, Gillis, baby. The membership committee has reconsidered, and you're now one of us.
Mr. Gillis, your work has shown a remarkable improvement, as though something had been added or, taken away.
Yep, all the togetherness was gone. Dobie Gillis and Maynard G. Krebs had come to the parting of the ways. I didn't like it, but I had to accept it. I forced myself to accept it.
So I said to him, why not? Hi-ho, kiddies. Oh, hi, Chancellor. Announcement. Mumsy has invited you all to Osborne Manor for a barbecue lunch. Oh, hamburgers? How gauche. Barbecued caviar, of course. Cook will touch nothing else. Marlin. Watch your feet getting into the bag. I wish somebody had dressed for the occasion. Look at you. Come on. All safe? Drive back, I say. Everybody good?
Hey, that's where Dobie always sits. Yeah. Man, I wish he was here now. Because I'd say... Like, hi, good buddy. Oh, me? Oh, I've been great. Just great. Who am I kidding? I've been miserable without you, Dobe. I got nobody to talk to and nobody to listen to me and nobody to hack around with. And without you, I'm a poor, miserable, good-for-nothing nobody. Why'd you have to do it, Dobe? I mean, sure, I know you have to, like, move onwards and upwards, and I'll probably, like, move downwards and outwards. But you shouldn't have listened to me. You should have known I'd be a miserable nothing without you. Running around all alone like a poor, lonely wafer. Yeah, waif. I mean, it just don't seem fair for a fellow to suffer like I've been suffering since we ain't been friends no more. Gee, Dobe, why'd you have to do it?
Hi, everybody. What's new? Hi, Zelda.
Chatsworth? Anybody? Oh, now, just a minute. Just a darn minute. What's going on here? Why won't anybody talk to me?
I saw a poor, lonely, unhappy Maynard in the park. He's suffering terribly.
Yes, if you must know, Gillis, there is such a thing as fair play.
He's forgotten what it means.
You're a brute.
You're a cad.
You're a peasant.
What is this? What are you all talking about?
In all these years, I thought you were so sweet and kind and gentle, but you dump a friend like Maynard just so you can get ahead in the world.
Dump him?
Right this minute, he's crying his eyes out because you won't have anything to do with him.
You brute.
Cad.
You peasant.
But you all told me I was better off without him.
How could anybody be better off by dumping such a faithful friend? Besides, I never thought you'd go through with it.
There are some things one just doesn't do, you brute.
You cad.
You peasant.
Yeah. Brute, cad, peasant, lovable me. I don't know what to say.
Good day, class. Today we're going to... It's you, Mr. Gillis, huh?
Huh?
Well, I know I'm just a mere teacher, and it's probably none of my business. But, Mr. Gillis, I'm shocked.
What?
Though I realize that in a dog-eat-dog society, it's important to get ahead. But over the broken bodies of our friends...
Mr. Pomfret.
Of course, I should probably keep my nose out of it. But Maynard Krebs, despite appearances to the contrary, is still a human being.
Now, just a minute.
A vulnerable human being.
But...
Oh, for shame, Mr. Gillis, for shame. What's happened to the old values? Does friendship no longer count for anything?
That doesn't.
Mr. Gillis, where are you going?
To prove I'm not a brute and a cad. Or a peasant.
Sure, I'll miss you, Dobo, buddy, but I'll get along somehow. I mean, it's like better this way. You move like on and up, and I'll move like down and out.
Maynard, I'm not going anywhere without you.
You got it. I'm like a stumbling block, an anchor, a weight around your neck.
Maynard.
It's no use arguing. Though, it's like flake off square.
Maynard, I know what you've been trying to do.
Yeah, I got no time for oblongs. Get lost.
Maynard, for you, I'd swim across the Algonquin River.
Beat it.
For you, I'd swim across Milford Lake.
Back off.
I'd swim across the English Channel.
Get lost. You would?
I'd swim across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah?
The Pacific Ocean.
Yeah?
The North Pole. Ice or no ice.
Dobe, you do all those things for me?
I sure would, Maynard.
Like wow!
Like wow!
Yeah. Did it again.
Did it again.
Slopped ice cream.
Slopped ice cream.
Over your back.
Oh, who cares, Maynard? There's lots of shirts, but there's only one Maynard G. Krebs.
Like true.
Yeah, and a good thing.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad. Beautiful day, huh? Dad, what's the matter?
And again.
Dad, what is it? Are you mad at me for something? Tell me.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I'm mad about. I heard the way you've been kicking that poor slob Maynard around. It's all over town.
Oh, Dad.
I raised my boy to be clean and upstanding and true. And here you are,
Dad.
kicking him all over just because he's such a crumb of character.
Dad,
I'm
listen.
ashamed that you should do such a thing, no matter how big a creep he is.
Dad, Maynard and I are back together. We're friends again.
Nobody deserves to be booted. You and Maynard are friends again?
Right, just like before.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, boy. You'll never regret that. You know, there's such a thing as being you mean Maynard's gonna be hanging around here night and day again?
Everything will be
Fruits
just
and
like
apples,
before.
sneaking donuts, scaring the customers.
Dad.
Is that any way to treat your dear old loyal dad, dragging in that tacky, run-down, spooky lunkhead? You rang?
Like I'm mistaken, I have a donut.
Now, wait, they're coming up. They're putting me out. They're eating me out of hospital.
He has to have a girl to call his own.
Like you, my sweet Jessica.
Is my Dobikins making fun of his little Jessicans because she's so too utterly old-fashioned?
Oh, but no, my Jessicans. Your Dobikins thinks his Jessicans is too utterly divine. And he can't wait until that too utterly divine moment next month when we shall be walking up the aisle, side by side, to get our diplomas. Ah, my Jessicans, what glorious harmony we shall make together.
Stop the music!
Zelda, you were spying on me.
What spying? I'm just protecting my investment in you, Buster.
Matter, Harry.
Quiet, Dobiekins. And as for you, my empty-headed, bleach-blonde friend, let me present the facts. First of all, you will not be walking up the aisle side by side with Dobie because at graduation we line up alphabetically. And he's G for Gillis and you're Z for Zeppelhorst.
Z for Zelda. Will you do me the honor to get lost?
Of course not, Poopsie. You love me and you want me to be here.
Now cut that out.
Face up to it. Either you stick with me or in the baseball game of life, you're never going to get out of the bullpen.
Who says I have to stick with you? Who says so? You don't know everything.
I do, and be quiet. I'm measuring you for a sweater. Here, hold
Zelda,
this.
will you please get off my back? Tired all the time.
Zelda,
What are you doing?
Practically owns
She
you.
does not.
I do too, and I don't believe in Lindley. There are many fine things to be said about Zelda Gilroy, all of which escape me at the moment. I mean, she's kind to stray dogs and lost kittens and parents and other unfortunates. So why isn't she kind to me? Me, she's gotten this hammerlock. And the strain's turning me into a shaky, skittish, fidgety, broken-down wreck.
You rang? I know.
Hi, Maynard.
What do you like doing?
Thinking.
Yeah, it's not my line of work.
Work! Maynard, look, I've got to figure a way to get Zelda off my back.
Does it have to be like legal?
Of course it has to be legal. You don't think... What'd you have in mind?
Well, I figure we take up the tub of Lover's Leap, see, and I look around, make sure nobody's watching, and you give a little push right over.
Maynard, I'm shot. We're not the kind of fellows that do things like that. Besides, the police department in this town's too sharp. We'd get caught.
Dobie, you're behind schedule. You didn't stop by the lab for your tutoring in biology.
That's right, Zelda, I didn't. Do you want to know what I did instead? I met a girl on the bus named Monica Klaus, and I rode 2 miles past my stop so I could make a date with her. And she's meeting me here in 5 minutes, and that's what I did instead.
Pish posh. Now look, we'll make up the biology at my house from 4 to 5, Latin declensions 5 to 6, sweater
Zelda.
fitting right now.
Look, Zelda, I don't want a sweater. I don't need a sweater. I'm not the sweater type. Now, you listen to me, Zelda. This nagging's got to stop. You've got to quit bugging me with your schedules and your sweater and your
vitamin
hootering. Zelda, don't you understand? I want to be free. Free, free, free. Do you hear? Look, it tastes terrible.
Attaboy, Poopsie. Now, you stop by the gym at 3:30, and I'll start you on those exercises to build up your latissimus dorsal muscles.
Zelda! Now, Zelda, come back here. Zelda!
So, after we slip the Mickey into her sandwich, we steal a car, see we get to the border, and then we...
Don't tempt me.
No, you ain't nothing but a miserable wretch.
Yeah, you can say that again.
You ain't nothing but a miserable...
Okay, okay.
I am nothing but a miserable wretch. Por Fidelio!
Geronimo. Tetsworth, you are not only a miserable wretch, you are nasty. This report card is a disgrace. Latin D, algebra D-, chemistry F+, not a single A.
Oh, Mumsy, it's scarcely my fault that the curriculum doesn't include polo.
All Osborns are nasty, but to be as dumb as a post, Gad, that is a disgrace. Por Fidelio! Touche. Tetsworth, if your grades don't improve, do you know what will happen?
You'll take away my little blue sports car.
Right.
And you'll take away my 40-foot white cabin cruiser.
Right.
And you'll take away my blue blazer with the solid gold buttons and the Osborne crest in all pockets.
Right, but something even nastier will happen.
You mean?
Yes, if your grades don't improve, Chatsworth Osborne Jr. will not be admitted to Yale.
Not be admitted to Yale? Oh, no, not that.
Nasty Osborne after Nasty Osborne has attended Yale.
Not go to Yale?
The only other Osborne who never attended Yale was your Uncle Fidel. He died of stupidity at the age of 93.
Go to Yale. No football weekends. No Vassar girls. No suits with narrow lapels.
Break through the
No revels and frolics on the old quad. We'll give a long cheer for Eli's men. We're here to win again. Harvard's team can fight to the end, but Yale will win. Bow, wow, wow. Eli, yeah.
All right, Chatsworth. break clean.
I'll do it, Mumsy. I'll do it. I'll raise my grade so that dear old Yale will be forced to admit one more nasty Osborne.
Then I shall be proud of my nasty boy.
But how will I raise my grades? How? And who will help me? Who?
Me. I'm the one who's going to nag you into being rich and successful and happy, even if it makes you miserable. Now shape up, boy. We got studying to do.
Do we have to?
You have to.
Hey, didn't you hear my mother calling me?
Maynard, you're going to stick with me.
Okay, now we'll begin with a history lesson. Dobie, who were the 6 wives of Henry VIII?
Henry
Yeah,
VIII.
Dobe. Tell her the 8 wives of Henry VI.
Maynard.
The 4 wives of Henry III.
Maynard.
The 9 wives.
Maynard, quiet. Yeah. And now, the 6 wives of Henry VIII.
Hey, ain't he the cat that looks like Captain Bligh?
Maynard,
Yeah, and Captain Bligh, he looks like Charles Lawton.
Maynard.
Hey, Zelda, you're 100% brain. You know everything. So how come all them history characters look like Charles Lawton?
Maynard,
Abraham Lincoln, a spitting image of Raymond Massey.
Maynard.
And Bela Lugosi, a dead ringer for Dracula. Don't be afraid.
Maynard, come on now.
And Charlton Heston. He looks like practically
Maynard.
everybody,
Maynard, how are you?
And Fulton Sigafoos.
Maynard.
Fulton Sigafoos.
Yeah, he looks like my Aunt Harriet. And then there's...
Maynard, enough! Dobie, we must press on despite this dragging anchor.
Yes.
You're like welcome.
Now, Dobie, who were the 6 wives of Henry VIII? Think.
Oh, hey, I remember. They were all named Catherine something, except a bunch of them who were named Anne something.
Strictly Flunksville.
Why?
Now listen. Henry VIII's first wife was Catherine of Aragon.
Yeah?
His second wife was Anne Boleyn.
See, I was right.
His third wife was Jane Seymour.
Bravo, Zelda. It takes courage and a sledgehammer to pound information into that rock-hard Gillis skull.
Don't be so smart, Chatsworth. Your grades aren't exactly burning the school down either.
True, but only for the moment. You see, I am not without my hidden resources.
Oh?
Zelda, my delightful elf, has anyone ever told you that you possess that indefinable quality of the truly great women of our time?
Who, me?
Who, her?
You gotta be kidding.
Kidding, I'll show you who's kidding. Zelda, my erudite beauty, will you go dancing with me Saturday night?
Who, me?
Who, her? We'll trip the light fantastic to the music of Lawrence Welk. Lawrence Welk!
Aha, that's where you trapped yourself, Chatsworth. Lawrence Welk isn't even in town.
I know. I intend to import him for the occasion.
You would do that for me?
That and 1,000 things more, my lovely Zelda. Moonlit trips in my expensive 40-foot cabin cruiser. Fabulous spins in my expensive little blue sports car.
And it's all very flattering, Chatsworth, but I couldn't possibly do it.
I could.
Zelda, you're turning me down?
No offense, but Dobie would never stand for it.
Leave us not be too hasty, Zelda. Maybe I could force myself to stand for it.
Just look, Zelda, my lamb. There's really no comparison. I am the sole heir to a vast fortune, also witty and desirable.
And I'm but the son of a poor grocer, dumb in school and puny.
You know, I'm beginning to think you actually want me to go out with Chatsworth.
It isn't what I want that matters, Zelda. I'm thinking of you, of your future. The key word here, my sweet, is sacrifice. It's a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done.
Gee, Dobe, you're like a real human being.
Yeah.
There are forces at work here that are beyond my understanding. But a girl with my face and dimensions is in no position to be fussy. Take me, Chatsworth, I'm yours.
Goody gumdrop.
Atta girl, Zelda.
Europa.
Maynard, that's Eureka. There will always be a warm glow here in my heart when I think of you.
Thank you, dear sweet Dobie. Are you sure you want me to go through with this?
Oh, you must, my sweet, for your sake.
Gee, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen since they took away the kid's dog on Lassie.
My expensive little blue sports car awaits my learned princess.
Maynard, she's gone.
Poor Zelda.
I wanted her to go. I'm free.
Poor Zelda.
Now I can make dates with Monica and Jessica and every girl in town. There won't be any nosy old Zelda nosing around to get in my way.
Poor Zelda.
At last she's off my back and she's jumped on Chatsworth's back.
Poor Chatsworth.
More caviar, more roast guinea, and more whatever we have that's expensive.
Glory, ask you, what a spread, Chatsworth. You always eat like this?
Doesn't everyone?
You know, going with you gets to be a classier idea with every bite.
I agree, my learned enchantress.
Except what, kiddo?
Except for one little cloud on my horizon. One tiny little cloud, no bigger than a small bank book.
On with it, boy. What kind of cloud?
A cloud called Yale. You see, Zelda, my studious temptress, I shall never be admitted. I shall lose my heart's desire merely because my grades tend toward the atrocious.
And you want me to help you with your schoolwork?
Wow.
And that's why we suddenly seem to be so chummy.
Gad, what sort of a cat and bounder do you take me for, girl?
Now, calm down, Chatsworth. Don't get your blue blood all in an uproar. I guess I ought to contribute something to this romance, or whatever it is.
You'll help?
I'll help.
Oh, for joy, for joy! I and Yale, in that order, will never forget you. Trembly, my Morocco-bound school books, quickly.
Oh, cheers, my young master, cheers!
Now, Chatsworth, what subject are you having trouble with?
Well, we Osborns are nothing if not consistent, all of them.
How about algebra?
Thoroughly baffling. Let's start there and have some more caviar, my, brainy beauty.
Well, Chatsworth, find the square root of 4,712.
Oh, why don't you find it, my infinitely clever enchantress?
No, Chatsworth. Now, first you have to figure the compound interest.
Oh, dear. It's so much more fun to deal with real money.
Now, pay attention.
Chatsworth, I hesitate to use this word in your presence, but are you studying?
Hey, way, Mumsy, isn't it smashing? Mumsy, you remember Zelda Gilroy, the smartest girl in school?
Oh, she better be smart. How do you do, Miss Gilhooly?
Gilroy, Mrs. Osborne. Zelda Gilroy.
Right.
Mumsy, Zelda has promised to help me get into Yale.
No. Oh! Oh! By gad! I'll wager she's just the girl who can do it. Observe that determined little jaw and those alert, beady little eyes. Do you know, my grandfather once had a second butler by the name of Gilhooly.
Gilroy, Mrs. Osborne. Zelda Gilroy.
Fine figure of a man. Sturdy peasant stock. You must come around more often, Miss Gilhooly.
Gilroy.
You see, the Osborne blood is running a little thin, so to speak. Take a look at Chatsworth, the last withered bough on the family tree.
Mumsy, please.
He lived in an incubator till he was 14.
Mumsy.
But enough of this nasty nostalgia. Come on to work, and to Yale. Tremblay, bring on some more pâté de foie gras, some more caviar, and some more truffles. You don't want our little Miss Gilhooly to starve, do you?
Gilroy.
Quite.
Now look, Chatsworth. 4%, 645
down the field, fighting for Eli, break through the crimson line.
Look at me. See how straight I stand? It's all because a great weight's been taken off my back, and its name is Zelda Gilroy. I'm free to go where I want, when I want, if I want. Boy, freedom, it's the greatest.
Oh, no, Dobiekins, not the beach. Poor little old-fashioned Jessicans is just too utterly delicate for all that sand and sun.
Oh. Hey, how about the movies? At the Bijou, they're showing The Monster That Devoured
Oh,
Cleveland.
no, Dobiekins.
Huh?
Movies like that are just too utterly scary for poor little old-fashioned Jessicans.
Canoeing?
Too utterly dangerous.
A walk in the country?
Too utterly unchic.
Then how about...
Yes, my Dobiekins.
No, that'd be just too utterly. Oh, all right, Jessica wasn't quite perfect. She had a few little faults. She was, well, a pain in the neck. There were plenty more apples in the barrel. And Zelda was having a ball, too. She had everything she ever wanted.
Egad, but you're a clever girl. If I multiply pi times the radius squared, I'll get the
circumference.
Astounding. And once I have this fascinating circumference, what do I do with it, my cunning charmer?
Send it to Yale.
Bulldog! Wow, wow, wow! Eli! Hello, Zelda, you're a superlative brain. Is there anything you don't know?
Yeah, how I got into this mess in the first
Bulldog! Bulldog! Bow, wow, wow!
Sit down, Bulldog. You still got a fuzzy circumference.
See? We were both free as a couple of carefree birds. I could take out all the girls I wanted, and nobody stopped me. All kinds of girls. Tall ones, short ones, blondes, brunettes, redheads, in-between colors, and they were all lovely. Take Monica, beautiful as an angel. If she only didn't talk quite so much. About herself.
So naturally, all the boys in school were trying to date me because they thought I was the prettiest girl they'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And they were definitely right. Although I do look better in some colors than others. Well, not that I don't look stunning in all of them,
No.
mind you, but a person does have certain colors that favor her more than others, don't you think?
Well,
But you can't really blame all the boys, can you? I mean, just look at me. This face, these eyes, this body. I mean, I believe in telling the truth. And if I'm a real knockout, well, why hide my beauty under a shell, right? Right. But the important thing is the inner person, I always say. I mean, how warm and considerate she is on the inside, which is one of my most endearing characteristics. Well, not that I don't have many others. Aren't I right? Right.
Yeah, right.
Hi, hello, Gillis, baby.
Hi, Monica. Hello, Dobie.
Hi, Zelda. Long time no see.
Yeah, it has been quite a while. How have you been, Dobie?
Me? Oh, fine. Absolutely perfect. How about you?
Me? Oh, wonderful, just wonderful. Never a dull moment.
Yeah, it's been the same with me. Gay, mad, tarantella.
It's been a wizard arrangement all around, Dobie-Doo. In yesterday's geometry test, I got a B+. I knew absolutely everything about that mischievous old circumference.
Good work, Chatsworth.
Zelda, my brilliant belle, we really must be en route to Sweet. After the dance, we go to the art exhibit and then to dinner. And in between, of course, we must study.
Sure, Chatsworth. Sure.
Yeah, Monica and me, we have to run, too. It's just one crazy thing after another. Where are we going tonight, Monica?
Oh, down to the mall shop where everybody can see me.
Oh.
I've got this beautiful new dress, and I don't want it to go to waste.
No.
After all, beauty like mine belongs to the whole world.
Chatsworth, isn't this all just too gay?
Trembly, full speed ahead. Ta-ta, Gillis, baby. Monica.
Yep, that's how it went. I had more fun and freedom than I ever had before in my whole life. It was Joysville, a ball, a million laughs. Yeah. Laughs.
Hey, Dobe, you kind of look like Tacky. You sure you're feeling all right?
Sure, I'm feeling all right. Why shouldn't I feel all right? I'm living on cloud 9. Nobody on my back, nobody to nag me, nobody to bug me.
Yeah, ain't it the greatest?
The greatest.
The wildest.
The wildest.
The craziest.
The craziest. Yeah. The craziest, the wildest, the greatest. So how come I'm the miserablest?
Poor Dobe, I'm getting like all misty again.
I feel empty inside.
Empty? Hey, maybe these cookies will...
Not that kind of empty, Maynard.
Like, hi, Zelda.
Hi, Maynard.
Zelda? Zelda?
Hello, Dobie.
Hi, Zelda. Gee, you haven't been around the store for a long time. You're looking great.
So are you, Dobie.
Man, that's wild. A few minutes ago, you looked like the picture on the iodine bottle.
Everything looks the same around here.
Oh, sure. Just the same. Same old salami, same old special on soap flakes, same old everything. Is everything the same with you, Zelda?
The same?
The same as the last time I saw you.
I guess so.
Uh-huh.
But they could change any minute if somebody really wanted them to.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Was there something you wanted to say to me, Zelda?
It's funny you should ask. I was wondering if there was something you might want to say to me.
No, not if you're sure there isn't something you want to say to me.
Not getting anywhere, are we?
No. Well,
I guess I'm on my way.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Osborne's giving a picnic.
Oh, well, have fun, Zelda.
Thanks.
Yeah. Zelda, are you sure?
Yes. Am I sure what? Yes.
Nothing. So long, Zelda.
So long, Dobie.
So long.
You know.
Yeah.
Picnic and all. I hope it doesn't rain.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's pretty clear outside. I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so. Bye, Zelda.
Bye, Dobe.
Bye. Long.
Man, lots of yuck seeing old Zelda again, huh? I mean, now that she's not in your back and bugging you anymore.
Yeah, Maynard, sure.
Hey, Dobe, how come every time you see Zelda, you're like laughing on the outside and like crying on the inside?
Maynard, I don't have the foggiest notion what you're talking about.
Gee, I was hoping one of us did.
Maynard, you're... Oh, who am I kidding? I know exactly what you're talking about. And the reason I'm like laughing on the outside and like crying on the inside is because I'd give anything to have Zelda back on my back again.
You would?
I would.
So how come you're telling me?
Because yeah, I ought to be telling her. Good thinking, yeah. Here, you watch the store.
Here, you watch the store.
Oh, the outdoor life. We occasionally need a taste of rugged living because we're getting soft. Tremblay.
Yes, madam.
That mountain casts too great a shadow. Call the bulldozers. Have that removed. Miss Gilhooly.
Gilroy.
Quiet. Miss Gilhooly, I want to thank you for the miracle you've wrought in Chatsworth. Up to a few weeks ago, he was a wealthy jughead.
And now I am a superb scholar.
That you are, Chatsworth. Nasty, but scholarly.
Oh, it wasn't so much.
No, tut, no modesty here. If Chatsworth continues to keep his grades up, he is sure to enter Yale. Oh, Yale. What is it, Tremblay?
Forgive me, madam, but there seems to be a mosquito on madam's helmet.
A mosquito? Insolence destroy it?
Yes, madam.
Thank you, Tremblay. More or less.
My pleasure.
Zelda.
Oh, good heavens, what's that? Tremblay, get my rifle, whatever it is, I'll shoot it.
So I'm like a human person.
Oh, yes, you are a bit like a human.
Yes, Dobie, yes.
Zelda, I surrender. I can't go on any longer unless you come back and nag me.
You can't?
I can't. You bug me and aggravate me and drive me nuts. But I love you, don't you see?
Perfectly, Poopsie.
You're a miserable pain in the neck.
But
you're a necessary miserable pain in the neck.
I know exactly what you mean, Snookums.
Now just see here, Gillis.
Yes, Chatsworth, fight for the girl.
Excuse me, ma'am, but he'd better not. With Zelda at stake, I'd take on the whole U.S. Marines.
Oh, Dobie.
But Zelda and I have an understanding.
Our understanding is off, Chatsworth. You need me now to help you get into Yale, but Dobie will always need me. Always.
I'm helpless.
Unsure.
Vulnerable.
Dependent.
Unsettled.
Floundering.
Fat-headed. Just holding up my end of the conversation.
Now, just a minute. See here, girl. Do you mean to tell me you would actually choose Dobie Gillis, the son of a grocer, in preference to Chatsworth Osborne, Jr., buy money out of gilt-edged securities?
Yep, that's what I mean to say, Mrs. Osborne. I gotta be where I'm needed most. Come on, Dobie, I'm back on your back again. Stand up straight. Don't shamble, don't slump. Look up at the stars, not down in the mud. Oh, we got a lot of work to do, honey boy. A lot of work. Shape up, chin up, chest.
Welcome home.
Away from our beloved alma mater, let us consider where this step will lead us.
Larry, what is this?
Oh, Zelda knitted it for me. What's that? She's rehearsing her graduation speech. Some of us will
move on to the ivied halls of higher learning.
That's right. I hear Yale didn't turn you down after all.
Naturally, Mumsy had a little talk with them, and they didn't dare refuse me.
Huh?
Bulldog! Wow! Yale!
But alas, among us there will be some who will go through life without a purpose. Idle drifters, purposeless drags and derelicts, aimless wanderers and stumblers.
You rang?